Alright, let's get started right away. I want to keep my mood up as much as possible. It's 12 a.m. That's probably why I want to. I'm also back on YouTube. I streamed on Twitch yesterday. Just cause why the heck not? Try it again. I don't know. I just don't feel home at Twitch for some reason. I don't know. I just feel like YouTube is just my place to be. And also, this reset again. Every time it's resetting. Like, man. It's a bit oversaturated, I think. Not good. That's good. Alright. Also, ignore this. This is my monitor. Yeah. Anyway. It's like I'm standing behind a wall or something. What? Alright. Anyway, you can probably tell from the title, I'm gonna be, yeah. I'm gonna be watching, Six Invitational, the Last Chance qualifiers. It's around 10 minutes until it starts, though. As you can see, you can't see it. You can't. There it is. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing some other searching stuff while we wait, I guess. Yeah. Anyway. Oh god. Okay, let's see, go ahead and continue the search, I guess. Let me see, what do I... Okay, best... Yeah, let's do that. Alright. We're back at it again. Alright. So I'm seeing these on the side, as you can see. I don't know, like, are these good at all? They're decently cheap, I guess. Around the... Decently priced, actually. Never mind. Around $100. Did I look at this one? I think I made it. I think I might have. What are these? The best affordables. 6.5 hours. Alright, let's take a look. What? What are you... Okay. I'll just, Wait. Yeah, let's do this. And let's paste it here. Wow. Would you look at that? $80, not bad. And Audio Technica as well. Cases, cases alright, I suppose. Just refit. IPX4, splashproof design. It's very squarey, just noticed. Great sound, good battery life. Needs a bit of work. Cut off your money. Halfway to really good. If we get an active noise cancellation, I can live with it. I guess. It even says on the case, left, right. That's neat. I guess. Lots of tip options. Yes, I do like that. Trick buttons, level near boiling control, low latency, 4% most of this price, no companion app, I don't really care, and no active noise cancellation. Okay. Really, these? They look uncomfortable to me. I don't know. They're cheap, I guess. I mean, look at the fit. Doesn't that look... It looks a bit, yeah. It looks... It's a bit uncomfortable. Yeah, I don't want that. The best earbuds you'll find at this price point. What is this price point? 24 bucks. Really? Okay. Oh, there's color options. Oh, I like the red. Graphite, what, is there a difference? Not too sure. Oh, the red ones. White ones are right too. Slate. Teal. Ooh. I like the red ones, honestly. I don't know, I kinda like the red ones. They're damn cheap though. Whoa. What just happened there? 8+ hours of battery time in each earbud. In each, that's nice. 24 extra hours, 32 in total. Smaller than a credit card. I mean, that's not too hard to achieve, I guess. You seem alright, I think. 6 millimeters, that's nice. 5.1, I mean, that's standard nowadays. 3 milliamps, charge 92 hours. Alright, where's the charging port for this? It's on the side or something, I think. Oh, it's like that? Wait, what? That's the charging cable? I don't know about that. Let's take a look. So there's another connector on the end, I'm assuming? Is it? Oh no, never mind. It's beneath the thing, I guess. Oh, look at the fit. That looks like my hands. I don't know about this though. I mean, it might have, I'm kind of concerned about durability. Got the gray sound deal over here and odd charging cable. Yeah. Bose Quiet Comfort or noise cancellation. How much are these? Yikes. Pass. Formerly the best true lightsabers are everyone. Is it really for everyone? There's no price tags. Jesus Christ, this is not for everyone. I don't think it is. Ew. I don't know about that. One more finally arrives in Trinity Seawards Arena. 5 hours. Meh. 116 bucks. They look good, but I don't know. I mean, Sennheiser, the best Sennheiser earbuds. Check it Amazon. No, they're on sale at the moment. Huh. Don't look too bad. Kinda like Sennheiser products too. Images. They do look durable. Oh, RFD used. Yeah, that's. Ooh, okay. Yikes. Didn't need to see that. Connection successful. Oh, look at the headphones this guy has. Oh, yeah, look at that. Model, let me see. Rich bass lines. Oh, I like that. Upgrade connectivity, uncomfortable smaller ears, and no noise cancellation. I'm alright with that. Guess I'll keep that there. Best of all, Ultra Wireless headphone. I don't think that's a headphone, man. But sure. What's so special about? I don't know what's so special about all these. Does 360 do? Oh. That's kind of underwhelming, isn't it? Oh, there we go. Excellent sound, top notch battery. Ambient mode is poor. What the hell is ambient mode? There's an app for it, sure. 10 hours playtime on a single charge. Okay. Some other drivers, yep. 5.2, look at that. True wireless in here. USB-C, I approve of that. Charging case, silicone tips. What does it come with? Quick start manual. Silicone tips and foam tips? I mean, there's foam tips? Did not know that. I like the case though. I do indeed. I like the case. Ooh, it comes in this fancy box. That's underwhelming. I like the packaging of them. Ooh, build quality problems. And it blends in so well. Look at that. Oh, look at the fit. Not too bad, I suppose. I'll keep it up here, along with these. Medial TW. What does TWS stand for? I don't know. Are they going? Oh, they are. Are they? No, not yet. Okay, how much is this? Ooh. It's a bit of a hard hitter. Momentum True Wireless. How much is this one? 210. Oh, God. That's a lot, man. That's a lot. At least this one cuts it down a little bit. Oh, God. Look at the fit. They're big. They're bulky, actually. Oh, man. Way too expensive anyways. It was luxurious. It already kind of looks like it. How much is it? Yeah. Bose. Gosh, top rated noise cancelling. What? I don't get it. Whatever. Is it the same ones? I think it is. But Sony trailers for those on a budget. Sony ones are pretty good, I think. Isn't it? 30. Oh wait, these are the ones that I already saw. Beats. My god, those are red. Those are indeed red. The sounding beats with a few caveats. How much is it? Nah. Sony Link, but I already saw those. I don't really... Yeah. Okay. How about you guys? The Neurotrue Pro. View deal. That's an interesting design though. It's flat? What the hell? That's new. Way too expensive anyways. Sunrise SCX Plus. This is the one that I have. Oh, this is a cheaper one. The white ones cost less, but I don't think white earbuds are the way to go. Check Amazon, is it the same? It's not even here. Yeah, it's not even here. Close that. There it is again. How much is it again? I forgot. Yeah, it's that. Yeah, I already seen that one. Have I seen this one? I might have. Bit too pricey. These are the ones that are these, right? Yeah, I think so. Alright. Still I'm down on the list anyways then. What are these? They have an interesting design on them. Oh wait, this is the one that I saw already. What the hell? That's another interesting design. How much is it? Okay. Time to do my own research. Okay, they're not even here. Great. The Galaxy Buds. I have been thinking about them. They're expensive, but there are cheaper versions. There's those again. They look uncomfortable. Once again. Beats Fit Pro. Nah. Alright. Is it starting yet? No, it still hasn't. Come on. Galaxy Buds 2? Is it the same one that I saw before? No, it's the cheaper one. Alright. Oh man, this one costs more? Nah. They are small. I'm not sure how they sound though. Locks, okay, no iOS, I don't need that. Instead of touch controls. Beats Fit Pro. Noise cancellation, versatility. These are the ones that I saw again? No, but they're expensive anyways. I don't know. These ones I have seen. Best for big bass on a budget. I don't need too much bass. Lowest price. Nothing too much here. Y'all starting? I think they might be. Let's
Real
get in.
expectations in terms of what team we were going to be seeing advancing as far to the finals, but the fact that Navi, they played it, dropped into that lower bracket immediately, and unfortunately had to go home yesterday. Is this something that, you know, maybe was an expectation to some shape, way, or form?
I think that there will be some people out there that were expecting Navi to go out.
Hello.
Just based on the fact that they've made some changes. There'll be other people that maybe expected Navi to
Navi's
go
gone out, by the way. God damn.
One of those people in the call right now, Ginny. But ultimately, they've dropped out, and there's nothing really that they can do about it. It's a very unfortunate circumstance. You know, the timing of the qualifiers for them. But these things do happen. For me, I'm really looking at Makers here because they are no stranger to a lower bracket run. You think about their time in CL, lower bracket run. Think about their time in CL last year, got knocked out in the lower bracket really, really early. This team has done, to my mind, one great thing internationally, which is still a fantastic achievement, and that is getting to SI 21 and getting through the group. However, there's only so long that you can dine out on that for. They need, in my opinion, to cement themselves as a team that we take seriously and a team that we, look and call a genuine contender. They need to be going through to the final here today.
Okay, the demo looking at Makers against Outsiders, it's a rematch. We've already seen them play. They went all the way to 3-mapper, and Makers starting off strong. Again, looking at that bracket, thinking of how it's going to be advancing today. Anything you want to share? Any expectations here?
I think Secret. I think it's Secrets. I think they're the team that impressed me yesterday. I think everyone else played okay. I don't think anyone, Outsiders or Makers or Navi didn't play exceptional. I thought Secret were that. I find it really difficult now. I'm in the mindset where I don't even think it matters who wins this game. I still think Secret, no matter what, they're going to win it today.
Okay. I mean, I know it takes a lot to impress Demo, so I'm actually impressed with Team Secret and how they managed to do it. Guys, don't forget for SI,
Secret finally coming up.
There's
what?
On the screen that you can scan, but also some information in the chat. We're going to be taking a quick little break, and we'll be back to
Team Secret's been like the bottom of EU.
Outsiders up against Makers.
They've been playing friggin' horribly, but yeah. We'll see what they can do. Let's quickly check once again. So participants W7M, BDS. Okay, from EU we have BDS, Wolves, KOI, which is now has been Rogue, M&M, and Heroic, G2 as well. From North America, Astralis, M80, I think, yeah. Sonics, OXG, Dark Zero. Latin America, W7M, Liquid, Phase, and is that it? Yeah, that's it. And from APAC, it's where is that? God. Okay. Anyway. From APAC, it's Elevate and Cyclops. And that's it. Yikes. Not looking good for APAC. And then from the LCQs, Direwolves, SSG, and yeah, Team 1. Europe yet to get decided. Yeah. We shall see how they do. Also, I'm gonna just put this up here. I think this is a better spot. Alright. Let's make a full screen. Why not?
In that lower bracket, this is it. This is your do or die. And yesterday they had that, that safety net of dropping into that lower bracket, and it still was, heavy waiting on their mind. So if anything, today potentially could be even worse.
Yeah, I don't think there's any room for fear here today. Obviously, it's a do or die. You've got to win this to get yourself through. And even then, you're going right out of the frying pan straight into the fire, going up against Secret should you get through this best of three. So for Makers, I would like to see them stay true to the roots. I would like to see them play that with that aggression and that flair that we know them capable of. Because when they do that, they play some exciting siege. We saw that yesterday in Chalet. They played with that excitement. They played with that ability to make quick decisions, quick plays, aggressive on the defense, and equally aggressive on the attack. And then as soon as we see them falter, as soon as we see that sort of change come through and a little bit of uncertainty, or they get thrown into a much more traditional map, which is going to favor outsiders, that's when things started to fall apart. You think back to yesterday, Chalet, the attacks from Makers were fantastic. They were bringing Glaz, they were bringing Ying, they were bringing Amaru, there was Capital getting thrown in there. All of these tools to really provide some useful and creative situations. Whereas then you look back to the clubhouse.
You see, last chance qualifiers for EU.
Getting first blooded in like 90
servers are fucking shit, so I'm watching this instead.
On this Rome game. So there's definitely that balance to strike here. It's certainly two big clashes of teams.
Servers are down, I think, right now.
As well. They've got very two distinct play styles.
Yes, it's live right now. I'm watching it on YouTube. You can watch it on Twitch or anything, I think.
Highlight these players. Looking at Lolo, first of all, especially for Makers, it felt like on Chalet, if anything, did have quite a big of an impact to get them that creativity, get them that space going.
Yeah, so we've got the stats.
I'm gonna be him.
This is only counting the game that was played on stream. The stats for the off-stream game aren't included here.
Alright.
But this was just an example of Lolo's a player that you want to really pop off for Makers.
Lolo. His name's Lolo.
It's one of the things that makes him quite exciting. But he's someone that's playing those main
Lolo
operators. You've got him on the Ionic, you've got him on that.
Yeah, that right. I don't like his glasses though.
He should be getting first or second.
I don't like his glasses.
At least on that attack, and he's doing that largely. Entry 4-1, cost 70.
Is KD 0?
I feel like we need a big day.
And he's an MVP. Yeah, all right.
A big day out of Lolo, but also when we're looking at outsiders, Shepard specifically Dumbo again.
Yeah, and Yana and Oryx. I don't. Whoa. Shadow Man.
Because as we said for both of these
Shepard, he's been an absolute.
Yeah, Shep was
void edge, man.
Back in his glory. Phenomenal performance in some of those maps, being able to clutch every clutch he had. So easy for him. Like,
Shepard is on point.
Getting the diffuser down was a big
again. He's a fucking monster. I've seen him yesterday, and he is just a killing machine. He is. Look at that.
And I'm sure I can speak for everyone. It was
Can you believe it?
So fun.
Look at the stats.
Of course, Joystick was back as well. We have to include him.
Like,
both Shepard and Joystick.
how does support does I don't know. He's just
really good stuff from Outsiders.
He's in a different league.
Dan as well yesterday in the interview after their game up against Makers, one of the things that they highlighted, Ollie, was the fact that they wanted to.
Why did Empire bench this team? I don't know. I'm asking that myself too.
Coming up on the end of the day, they wanted to make sure that they just keep themselves in check, stay calm, cool, and collected. So today they're gonna have to replicate that again, and it felt like, if anything, Makers really struggled to play against that mentality that Outsiders was bringing.
Yeah, I think if Outsiders are able to keep that same level of energy, they're not a team that you really see
start
in the sense of if something doesn't go wrong, you don't just see them.
Shut up and start already. God.
It's very, very rare that will happen. I think it did happen on Chalet yesterday.
You know what? If you're not gonna start, I'm gonna be this guy.
Anomaly, not something that we were expecting from them. in the solo
I'm here now.
today. So for me, if they can come out and put in a similar performance,
I'm here now.
the pressure's on Makers here for this one, in my opinion.
Open the
Okay,
door and
Demo,
start.
do we have any expectations then in regards to maps that we're gonna potentially see any of these?
I actually
teams
kind of
play
look like I'm
today?
here. Hang on, let me.
Throw 'em up. Let's see. Let's see what we got. Let's see. I'd say Clubhouse gonna get banned. Has to be
Alright.
banned.
What do you got? Oh, cafe. I hate cafe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Chalet and clubhouse though.
It's the same apart from a
Yes,
cafe decider.
yes, please.
Yeah.
This
No real
is
difference.
this is a little bit weird in my opinion. I'm
Villa
very
ban,
surprised
Sky
that
ban,
Outsiders have
Bank
let
and theme park.
Chalet through, but if you look at what they banned, it shows that they've got a clear distaste for
Alright.
Skyscraper and Theme.
Yeah, they did it against Secret yesterday, didn't they?
They did it against Secret yesterday. Like they
Empress did
really
well
don't
in
wanna play
Chalet
those two
yesterday.
maps. Either they're saving those maps,
Makes
which I doubt
sense.
at this point because it's a lower bracket, or they're just not comfortable on those two maps. So they have to get rid of them, and they may be looking to right some wrongs on Chalet. For me, the Clubhouse pick from allowing Clubhouse through as makers is more of a blunder than Outsiders allowing Chalet through.
Clubhouse is gonna be a
Clubhouse was
bloodbath,
second
isn't
to
it?
An absolute stomp from Outsiders.
Yeah, one thing though yesterday was highlighted by Gibby on Chalet was the fact that one of their attacking rounds, the first attacking round actually coming out from them, was very identically executed in the way that they played up against 10-star demos. So in that regards, could it be that Outsiders feel comfortable with Chalet because they now have that information available?
It's not that they feel comfortable. It's the fact that they don't have a strong enough map pool because they can't play Sky, they can't play Theme Park. They can't do anything about that. Makers is always going to first pick that. It's not a good map for Outsiders. Again, we've mentioned the meta. Makers done really well against Outsiders yesterday on that, but Outsiders don't have the depth in the pool at the moment. I think, again, they're still very stuck in their ways. They can play. I would say they probably have about 3 or 4 maps that they're really, really good on, and then the rest they're going to struggle on. I think Cafe as the decider is
This guy
it's gonna
down
be tricky for
here.
Outsiders because that's a strong map for
I
Makers.
don't know.
It's one of those maps that if Makers
He's a
play
bit
the way that we
toxic.
expect them
I don't
to,
know.
what we've seen in the past,
He's very rough on a lot of teams. SI, yes. Close last chance qualifiers actually. Not the official one yet. That's coming in a couple of weeks.
I think Clubhouse should be a given. I think they're strong enough on that to do the business. But yeah, I think if it gets to Cafe,
Start.
Okay.
Oh my god, I'm gonna go insane.
The only doubt that the only doubt that I've got about Clubhouse.
I'm being him again.
Outsiders did lose it yesterday against Secret. Now, of course,
I'm being him
we're
again.
Putting Secret in this.
are we
different
comparing
category
Secret to
here.
Makers? Are we comparing
No, we're definitely not. We're putting Secret in a different category here because
Okay.
they've gone flawless so far. But Makers also won Clubhouse yesterday against
Welcome
the off-screen
to-
game. 7-3. Now, Clubhouse is a map that anyone can play. Like, we're not sitting here saying it's
Oh yeah.
definitely one-sided or the other. It just shows.
I forgot where
sort
that
of
originates
barefaced
from.
cheek from Makers to go straight
Oh,
back
yeah.
there and to pick the same 2 maps because they're expecting to get a result, obviously, here today. And I believe it does throw a little bit of pressure back onto Outsiders. Like, yeah, we've seen you play that. We've won it. You've lost it. We're happy to go back there.
Yeah, I think also in that regards, then Clubhouse being that second map, it's gonna be important for Outsiders even more so, I guess, Demo in this time around to win that map in a slam dunk fashion just to keep that momentum going into Cafe, considering the disadvantage they could potentially be at here.
Oh, I think both teams want to just get the 2-0. Don't waste more time and energy. Having to go into the third map, get it done, and then move your way into the final, of course. I think it'll be probably 3 maps. I think that's probably expected anyway, just with how the pools went. But yeah, like I said, I think Outsiders, they need to show me something on Chalet. Definitely need to. And then for Makers, I just want to see Makers just play the same way they play Chalet.
Start. I'm getting so fucking bored.
And even Makers on Clubhouse, that's whenever we started seeing, the timidness set in for that side, and I don't want to see that.
Yeah. I think that's something that
Start.
we mentioned yesterday a few times when we were looking at Makers' way of approaching the game, and that was that eventually it felt like they became a little bit more complacent. They lost
Start. I swear to God.
and it felt like Outsiders really thrived off of that. So looking at Chalet, that being the first map, Outsiders, their chances of replicating that success on Chalet, regardless of how it went yesterday, is that a possibility here?
It's a fresh day, isn't it? You know, it's a fresh day. It's a fresh map. What has happened previously gives us an indication. But I'm gonna try out one of Demo's favorites here. It genuinely depends on how these teams show up on the day.
Fucking
Makers,
oh
they had
my
a
God.
long night last night.
Are the servers up,
Outsiders,
by the
they
way?
got adjusted quite
Or
quickly.
6?
That doesn't really bear much
Server
resemblance. Let's be
down.
honest. Everyone's a gamer here. They're all going to be used to smashing these
Oh
games
my
and
God.
playing these
Is
hours
it
and getting
good?
scrims in. They're not going to be worried about playing a little bit over
Servers
the
back
course
up.
of a
Alright.
weekend. But it does play a little bit of a factor.
Nice.
Obviously, trying to get a warm-up scrim this morning, a little bit of a later start today as well.
Can you
Much more
just...
opportunity for people to be well-rested, warm-up scrim.
Let's do
straight
ASMR.
into the games.
I don't know. What do I do
I'm
ASMR
not
with?
really looking at yesterday and thinking it's going to bear too heavy a resemblance on what we saw in terms of scoreline or result. I think that playstyle will be quite similar if makers do try to use this same,
Is that how I do
the
it?
same sort of playstyle that they played on Chalet yesterday, where they were very
Is that
aggressive
how I
on the
do it?
roam. They were very, looking to chance their arm a little bit too much. We saw that Outsiders cottoned on to that for the second 2 maps. We saw in Clubhouse that they were more than happy to just throw full focus to one single roamer. We were seeing exothermic charges deployed by Shepard to get one guy out of strip on Clubhouse. If they take that same approach here on Chalet, it could be very different. I don't suppose that makers are going to get the same level of success out there on the roam and out there on the lurk if Outsiders are throwing the full pack of wolves at them like they were yesterday. So there's definitely pros and cons to, coming into this and playing the same maps for both teams, because there's a little bit of player tendency now that they can be looking to go on. And there's just small tweaks. We're not talking big counter strats. We're not talking 10-page PDFs. We're talking little individual things of, you can just do this. This was a common thing yesterday. Let's keep an eye out for that. We're going to try and do this to counter it. Real minute adjustments.
Yeah, I think also looking yesterday at the game that we seen between makers and Outsiders,
You get to look at
Demo,
this.
I think the lack of timeouts potentially.
You
was
get to look
something
at
that was
this
highlighted
before it
as an
starts.
issue. This again, like as Ollie mentioned here, the fact that having just small incremental changes implemented to try and get everything under wraps, timeouts are potentially going to be one of these changes that we would like to see.
I mean,
yes, I love
they'll do the
octopus.
same thing over and over again. That's
Bigger.
always been. That's the philosophy of that team.
Bigger.
Thing, and they do it probably. At points the best in the world. That was the thing.
Bigger.
I remember back, way back, about like 3-4 years ago. I remember
This stays until
they did the
this starts.
same push every single time. And it always
This stays
worked.
until it
Everyone
starts.
knew it was coming, but you can't stop it.
This stays
That's
until
the
it
way that
starts.
team is. And I think you could get away with it back then because there wasn't as much going on in the game. Less operators, less gadgets, different operators that do different things now. But I think now it's all about adaptation. I think if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, there's a bundle of operators that, we've got different sets of, okay, these guys can do this thing, these operators can do this thing, and that's whenever the counter-strat comes into it. And that's where I think Outsiders have become too rigid in that regard. There's
Start.
now that they need to adapt to, and at the moment, I think that we need to see that from them.
Yeah, but looking at makers though, Ollie, considering they had a long night, adaptations
Start.
into the games today, but if anything, would that be a possibility with
Oh my God.
how potentially exhausted they could have been?
I mean, it's a job of the backroom staff, isn't it? At this point, you've got to be looking toward your backroom staff for that little bit of extra support.
Ooh.
Playing the game, you can't be sat there watching 3 monitors and watching everything that's going on. So I think for me, you're really hoping and relying a little bit there that they're really putting the work in.
Can you just stop?
Coming up with a few little
Like,
options, and maybe
God.
that's one of the reasons why we're seeing a couple of the same maps played today, because there are very easy things that they can go back and they feel like they can change. For makers, obviously, Chalet went quite well. They'll be looking to replicate the same. On Clubhouse, however, they're going to be coming out there with something a little bit different.
Yeah, well, let's see whether or not these adaptations have been made over the course of yesterday into today, as we're going to be heading into our first map, Chalet, this time around with Whippet and Gibson. So, guys, take it away.
Is it starting?
Thank you very much, Ginny, and oh my, here we are. Oh no, almost exact rematch of the matchup we had yesterday, Gibby. I'm excited to get cracking into this one. This is going to be absolutely brilliant. Both teams know what to expect on Chalet, but who has adapted better?
Well, what to expect is a bit of a statement. Do we expect to see...
Oh my God. Poll results, it's Octopus. Alright, let me do that.
But this game yesterday was not good for Outsiders whatsoever. They made countless mistakes and makers were able to take the win.
I
Do you
mean,
think that they've adjusted enough that they can get the win this time around?
Here we go,
I'm gonna go
finally.
on and say, I think the fact that we went to the same maps again suits Makers, right? Outsiders, as Demo mentioned, do not change. They are rigid. They are very firm in what they do. They might change out the bans, and the Ying getting banned away, not a surprise to me at all. But wise words, you know. The strong reed will bend in strong wind. Outsiders are so rigid. If Makers put that same pressure on them, they
Where's
might
Pasher?
just crumble. And on the desk, I made a
Pasha
prediction
or
saying
some
last
sort.
time
Where's
these two met,
Pasha?
I thought it would be a Makers 2-1.
He's not at
I'm
his
gonna be a
desk.
little bit more bold this time, Gibby. I think Makers take this series 2. I've got complete confidence for this underdog storyline.
See, I think the storylines in this one's great because either way, one of these sides run with a chance of making SI. Will Makers, with that core 3 players of the roster, get back? Or will we see 4 of the 5 players who played in the last invitational final making their way into the big game one more time? Well, the one thing I will say is what we seen yesterday in Outsiders, we saw the best and the worst of them. We saw Shepard have a day and a half at times, but against Secret, when Secret set up those good defensive walls, whenever they didn't get too aggressive, whenever they didn't feed into the Outsiders' playstyle, Outsiders didn't really have a plan B. So let's see if they can get the adjustment going today. You say the map pool suits Makers. I always think you learn more in defeat than you learn on attack, and I think Outsiders may just make a couple of tweaks going into this one.
I think
Alright.
change their playstyle here on Shallai. They'll be
Mute,
aware of what Makers
solid,
do. Stability. Makers
soulless,
are a way more flexible team. We've seen them go
Mooney.
from being
You know,
hyper-structured to
the castle's
hyper-aggressive.
pretty
They
interesting.
can make that swap, that change, that adjustment. So the question is how that will feel here
Oh.
in an exact rematch.
Oh.
It's deja vu. 24 hours ago, these two teams locked horns on this map exactly, and on the second map as well in this series. So who's learnt their lessons? And okay, I was about to say it. Dora has 6th away from the Grim to that Lion. And for the lineup wise, I'm seeing here, this is a very common lineup from Makers. They
Grim
swap
to
away
Lion?
beyond the sledge.
That's-
That's going to be directly to D with that castle getting brought out in the hands of Joystick. Good adaptations made, at least in that pick phase.
It's
I'm
a-
curious to see
it's
how
a
this round plays out,
default
and
T
hopefully
pick, I
Davis
think,
will be a
for
factor
Makers.
track very heavily in this one.
Yeah, no Capital either this time. We saw them bring it on this exact
Ooh, a
site
hollow.
last time around, and it got them a lot of success. But as you tend to see when you go on this map, you will get a couple of players on
Oh,
one.
here we go.
Lion being there
Here
already,
we go,
right?
here we go, here we go, here we go.
An aggressive start here from
He has
Makers.
diffuser.
Being dumped in the window. We've got
Soul is
two
good.
players at one point on
Yeah.
the hell, and
Really
they're
good,
switched
actually.
On over to that solar window.
Quite
30
good.
seconds in, but I think Makers are making the early intentions clear. They're pushing from solar side. They're taking master.
I'd say.
They are not even going to go near library unless
You gotta use him good,
the
though.
initial plan.
The issue with
The better you
though,
use
is
him,
that Solace
the
down
more- the
below,
better he
and
gets.
That's not Joystick. It's gonna be Dan on the Solace.
Mhm.
It's gonna be difficult to get information.
Ooh,
And
that's
this
interesting.
barrier is slowing down Makers again. Good
That's an
read from
interesting
outsiders,
setup.
realizing that
Cutting off the
side were very aggressive when we
the
played
entire
this map
sight
last
line
time
with the
around.
cast.
Let's
That's
slow
a
it down. Solid was down below, is aware of a threat and some presence inside a trophy. That doesn't
look
matter.
at
One
that.
can
Getting the
gather
drones. He
one
he knows
information
one of them
on
is
that Solace
droning.
scanner and knows where the threat's arriving from.
Oh,
Shepard!
shitey
Oh, he didn't
mighty.
see the net at his feet, but we know it's there, and he's left indeed, in sight all
Oof.
alone. Opening pick, half goes to Makers.
It's going to be
Oh,
difficult to get the res on the Shepherd though.
Oh my God.
Playing on Master Window, and Gemini
Yeah.
is going to confirm that one out, so it is a 5.
That was a nice from him, 'cause- ooh.
But he's going to get taken down by Aqui as Makers are.
That-
really on the
okay.
run. Dan has dripped all the way into basement to try lock in this buck. Who's
yeah, MKers know what they're doing,
as he knows
honestly.
that it is essentially a 4 versus 3 back.
For a solar push, they have everything they need, honestly.
Buck's job right now, Gibby, is to stop the retake.
Oh no, he's gonna die. He's gonna die. He's gonna die.
You cannot go up
He
for it.
is gonna
Someone
die.
has that on lock and down. Every
Yep.
second he waits,
This is already round one,
Another
honestly.
plant, he's the Solace, and it's gonna go down.
Ooh,
It's gonna be a tricky
Solace.
retake now, but Joystick will get one. He
Solace,
finds
where the
Dora,
heck are you, man?
try and find a way up, but he's got to go the long way around.
Oh, you saw his barrel.
He's sorry, still in a position to cover him. Dan, though, gets caught out by that
Ooh.
buck, leaving Joystick all alone in the 1
Ah.
versus 4 post-plant situation, and it doesn't last long. Ackley finds it to Makers.
Nice.
Wow, they start off as they mean to go on once again, taking the opening round, this time with more players alive against Outsiders.
Still, same result though. Makers with a 1-0 lead, taking top floor, forcing outsiders to change direction. They're going to drop on into kitchen dining this
Not
time
bad.
around. But what I liked about that was Makers had a plan A and they went hard for it. You got Buck down below, as you said, watching any attempt at a retake, pushing up through Solar stairs. You get the two players taking control of Solar. Once you clear the player inside a bathroom, and that was Pasha, that plant is on. And they took full advantage. So we move on to the second round. Another site, down in kitchen, we're holding control of master bedroom and bathroom and solar is very,
See how they change
very
this up,
important. You hold that for as long as you can, and then you fall back just to delay any attack. Because, as you know what, but if anyone tries to just go for a horizontal push, you can get them from kitchen if they vault in through trophy. If they try to just go in through main lobby, you can play the revert back on the attacking side. So you need to force
Same
the attackers
setup, I
out of the
think. You
second
just gotta play a
half
bit,
if you
bit
want to
different.
get a good attack going.
Yeah, I mean, this site is a difficult one to break down.
It's definitely a counterable strat.
You can go horizontally, but you have to clear vertical, so then you have to worry about that, and a massive pressure on flank watch. Now, I'm
Ooh.
going to go attempt a spawn peeking. A little bit out of character for outsiders, very early, but I think they're trying to match aggression with aggression.
No one.
But no one's even close. No one's even spawning in the target area.
No one.
And look at how Makers set this up. No wasted time, no extra thought process about it. It is so clinical. They want to get top floor control. Look how rapid they do it. All right, they've done everything they need to do. But
Oh.
set up from Pasha denies that window from the vertical play
Yikes.
down below, and that's a massive blow. You've lost Dora, and you lost that Gone 6 that you were going to use to open up that castle barrier, and you
Yep.
somewhat played your hand. You told them what they're going to do. So, Makers, plan B, what's it going to be?
Yeah, well, they're going to send Sorry
Still doable, though.
in towards Big Garage again, just to see if there's any attempted roam on all three floors by this defending side. But it looks like they're still going to push on taking top floor. The one thing the player on master bedroom window
Ooh.
knows, you've got the
Holding
Nomad
the
on
stairs.
basement, you've got the Nomad on the main double door.
You know he's down
should
there.
be
You
safe
know it.
from any form of run out whatsoever. It's just a matter of not forfeiting your life, too early on. You want to just make sure that the attacking side knows you're there
Oh.
without giving them an opportunity to get a shot. Always is going to get taken down by Lalo, who pushed on up through those main stairs, and now he's got a chance at maybe getting another shot onto Pasha, who rotates this way back.
They all got a
Makers
a
get
recoil
advanced in the game,
nerf.
brought back to a 4v4.
They've left Joystick alone.
So,
now, so the only player
yeah.
upstairs is going to be Joystick, and he's in a pretty vulnerable position. One player in the bathroom balcony, one player can walk up mezzanine, and one holds him from solar, and he's held from the window.
Ooh.
Joystick has no way out. He has to fight and play his life. Shepard's got a
Oh.
wonderful C4 lined up right below that window, and he'll
Oh.
nearly tossed too deep, but that's where Joystick got
Damn,
right.
Shepard.
The window's no longer covered. He can rotate around that position, and Maker's cautious of someone
God, he's
walking
so
over
good.
to flank them. A slow process of meleeing down that castle barrier, and that's just going to be vital seconds gone from Akers. Outsiders set up work.
I forgot there was a
absolutely
castle barrier kid
perfectly,
there.
but still not out of the woods. They still have to worry about this clear. Joystick falls, verticality is gone, and that execution gets a lot easier.
Huge C4 that was.
Vertical
They're
play
trying to
still
take vertical control now,
available, but
Joystick still
not a
playing
lot of
live.
time
It's
left too.
10
Ooh,
and
nice shot though.
Aqua's able to find that one. 3 versus 3. Look at the operators that you still have standing. You've got Ash, Sledge, and Buck. If you need 3 operators to make you some vertical,
You didn't see the
much
bulletproof?
better than this. And now the work begins. But with only 28 seconds to go,
They gotta go.
forced
They
to
gotta
try and
go.
make something happen. The hatch
Outsiders
is
didn't make
open.
hurt. Outsiders had nothing
Nope.
set up. They weren't trying to play this for a post plan. This was all just a roam game. This was just a time
Oop.
delay, Gibby. They had no intention of staying here much longer. And well, you said time's going to be a problem. And
Ooh.
second in the round, but Akwi finds an
Oh.
instantaneous trade. And it's
Oh.
going to be a problem. Here comes Makers, but Pasha calms the
Oh.
nerves, gets one more, leasing it all down the sorry. He's got a skeleton key, but
Ah.
outsiders get themselves level.
Pasha with the big play, getting himself a double to end the round, and it forced Sorry to try find the kill. Really good play by Pasha, but for a second, Makers managed to open the back door and make their way into the site. So we move in to round 3, and in reality, this could easily be 2-0
Both are
to Makers
equally
as
pretty dang good
the
at Chalet.
outsiders, but just holding their nerve, and do not underestimate how big those 2 picks on
I
top
kinda
were
missed
for
this
outsiders
kinda
winning
siege,
that round as
honestly.
well. The C4 was absolutely perfect.
Also, what the hell is
And it
this?
went through the beams out the window and got the kill. And let's not
Wait a
mention
minute.
Considering the disadvantage they could potentially be at here.
Oh, I think both teams want to just get the 2-0. You know, don't waste more time and energy.
Okay, we're gonna gloss over there.
That round, I think, goes to Makers if they were able to keep those players alive.
I fucking love you.
Right? Realistically, in a 4 versus 3, they manage to clear joystick, take setup, take vertical, and then get picks on side. Down to a 1 versus 1. It came down to Pasha making kind of a not a superhero play, but just, you know, a bit of a vigilante play, gets the job done. But that was very close. Narrow margins, yes, you're level, yes, you're back.
Shepard.
Makers, take the positives out of that one. Okay, let's be careful how we deal with that big window on that attack again. And from Outsiders' perspective, I like the fact that they had no vert setup. They decided to waste an extra second. They had no intention of playing to deny plant, as you know, Makers weren't probably going to go for that execution towards dining.
Yeah, it was really well played by Outsiders, and now move back to the top floor, a site that Makers have played pretty well on against the side. So can they do it again? Once again, you got to get those position pieces.
Okay, Buck's already in.
You get Lalo on this rappel so he can cover any
Oh.
player rotating through solar or bathroom.
Does he have the extended barrel?
On the window rappel as well, and you've also got a player down.
No, he has the
garage.
suppressor.
Again, it's heavily set up in the early stages to try take it from the Solarium side. Now you look at the utility that they have. Lion, those scans.
Now the
will
bulletproof's
top
there.
Usually those defenders in place for a little bit of time. You've brought Nomad again, so you're stopping anybody from running out onto your players playing inside of basement. And then you've got Iana, you've got your nades, you've got your Buck who can open up those walls
Dan, though.
if needs be.
Opening pick, that's going to be Pasha. Hero of the previous round,
Pasha's
very
gone.
early. Sorry is aware that Solace of Dan is hunting
That's
him.
that's a
But
whammy
for the
gun.
time being, will just kind of exist. He'll retake towards kitchen and dining, and once again, it looks like its Makers are going for a very similar approach. They're always a little bit spread out to try and defend this bathroom balcony when no one's dropped on.
Not a bad of a extendo.
You can't retake those solar stairs unless you clear the Buck down below. That's going to be the job of Dan, but he's going to be focused on stopping that plant going down. Hatches open, good adaptation. They can stop big window repels. So everything is now vocalized on these windows in solar. They need to push on in. This is a problem. You've just lost joystick to that double window. Gemini finds a huge pick, and this is a problem. Shepard takes
Oh,
a meeting,
no.
and Makers, they're knocking on
Yeah,
the door.
they're-
Just knocked that door right down.
Yeah, you win this one now, you're going to win the game.
Oh.
It's going to be a trade, so it's a 2 versus 3. Dan
Should've gone with the
always
shotty,
up
doesn't he?
against Dora, Gemini, and Sorry.
Still doable.
Dora has the diffuser, always is going to push around. Dan still playing below.
Yeah,
to try
play
attempt
below.
to stop any plant from going down, but you still got to be careful of the Buck. So Makers are just biding their time.
They're going up.
Buck actually up onto those Solarium windows, and in reality, with the fact
Aw.
that there's a Solace below and now that camera's in place, the only real safe place to plant is on top of that bed, and is it really safe if you even try to do it there? Dora, in position.
Ooh.
Solace gets the scanner out. Buck is in position,
Aw.
just sneaking down to try stop Solace from pushing back on up. Here's the gunfire, but we're in.
Aw, too early, man.
Seconds now. The plant is going down. Dan spots it out. He goes to
no.
try shoot
Oh,
the
no.
door, but he gets it wrong. But he will
Oh.
get the kill on the Sorry. The plant is down. Always is
Ah.
out. It's all down to Dan. and
Dan,
versus
come on,
Up
man.
through Solarium stairs. There's a player holding from bathroom side. Dan needs to isolate these two players, make them play as two individuals and not a team if you want to win the round. And he is hard on the hunt, but this is a tough position to be. 16 seconds if he really wants to skip this case to stop going down. Going to give away his position.
I don't
Goes to
think
pick the
this is.
player inside, gives the kill on the Dora,
Ooh.
but he's only got 10 seconds left alive. We're
That's.
going to see the gunfight come
Yeah.
on. Gemini gets the kill, and that'll be a 2-1 win for Mayor round win
He
for Makers. And
then
you
sort
gotta
of
say,
choked it.
On top floor, they have Outsiders' number.
They do. And the real thing I like about this is look how flexible Makers are. There's so many points in these rounds where little things go wrong. They have to make changes. All right? They realize that Dan's not going to get aggressive. He's going to play down below. I think, yes, he didn't plant, the Lion didn't plant on the bed, but that was to bait out Dan to engage the counter defuse. So then you could have Sorry take that and force that into stop the plant or stay alive fight. Dan chose wrong, fought Sorry, lost the fight, won the fight, then the case goes down, nearly wins that postman, always goes down off on the other side of the map. Huge round for Makers, huge read, and honestly, massive props to them. They are playing beautiful Siege. Once minor things go wrong, they make a small change, and it's a constant tug of war with outsiders. They're showing them the respect they need to, but at the same time,
Outsiders is getting run for their money.
Yeah, and Dan was a little unlucky too.
I
You know,
like that.
He just chose the wrong side of the bed to fire on whenever the plant was going down. You know, you stop that case from going down in that scenario, you win the round there too. But it's little things like that that can be the difference between a round win and round loss. Now, one thing
Oh,
to point
is he going
out,
for it?
there is
No,
a
never mind.
frost. There are frost mats out there. We have seen what happened yesterday with
Or
both
even-
of these teams at times.
No,
So-
let's not remind ourselves. I think that was some of the most perfect frost mat placement we've ever seen yesterday.
Synchronized. You'd say it was a synchronized frost mat when you look at the way the players jumped in.
I mean, also, you think about the secret game on Theme Park where I perfectly predicted Slyban would wander himself into an offsite.
Does his name Sorry?
Wait
Wait a
you
minute.
take.
Oh, am I the Grim Reaper
Do I
of
remember?
frost mats? It's gonna be Sorry. It's gonna be Sorry. Sorry's gonna walk himself into a frost mat somewhere. And if that's right, I really should stop kind of naming people for the Grim Reaper.
So now, look, we'll see Makers go to get to work. You bring the Flores to try clear away any of the utility that's on top library stairs. That's where Dan will currently set himself up. You look at the utility they have nades that they can use. You've got Flores, you've got a lot of flashes and stuns that you can use to just clear out any utility in position as well. And there's the catapult to move Joystick
Ooh.
out of position and give themselves maybe a possible avenue of entry in. Another bolt fired, and that'll be Gemini picking up the piece.
Joystick, you're
Able to
kind of
find that
joking a
chunk.
bit,
Dan
dude.
eats a chunk of damage as well as he contests this fight onto the window, but Makers are playing very,
Look at
very
that lineup, though.
well-structured
Buck, Flores,
teamwork, like
sure,
team
but
siege in the
zero-
early stages of this game.
Zero and Capito.
It's masterful. The way they're playing, they have complete control, right? There's nothing outsiders can do in this position, right? They have complete information, they're being pressured, they're feeling uncomfortable. Makers are not getting challenged here.
Ooh.
You'd be feeling unfortunate about that one and Pasha
Okay.
gets one. That's very important. So he's able
Jeez.
to get one pick back. That's a lifeline. They get themselves level. Down and always on low HP as well. Not a single bullet's landed for outsiders in this round, bar for that magazine dumped by Pasha. And lots of time for Makers to continue to pick this defense apart.
Yeah, by getting that kill, you've secured Dan's position for a little bit longer on that shield as well. And it forces Sorry to now be the one to try to move up here. But utility isn't really there to clear that shield anymore. Now, if you do get rid of that mute jammer, it will pop the Flores and get rid of that shield. But with the time being the way it is, there ain't much left to play with. Outsiders, by getting it back to a 4v4, even though they've taken a beating so far with it, they're still in a very good chance to win this round. Oh well,
Oh.
just reduced it.
Wallow vaults in, finds himself a little bit of luck and gets that pick. Akri's going to be in deep. But Wallow
Oh.
he'll go hunting, couldn't find a third in rapid succession, but Dan on low HP and
Yikes.
Shepard's still alive. And that's the problem. If Dan
Oh.
gets this pick, it's all but over. You'd imagine 15 seconds, Gibby. And the Frost he'll
Oh.
in close quarters proximity. Lolo, you're in a must-win, but I don't think he has
Does
any
he know?
intention. He's going to try and hold the cross, but there's Shepard.
Oh.
Gets the triple bullet.
Oh.
He finds the last pick of the round. And Makers get themselves that 2-round advantage.
Jesus.
Critical, Gibby. They're just too good.
Just too
Even
good.
the way they pinched there, they took on their ones, they lost two
What's
players
that
because
mouse?
of it, but the way that they engaged
think it's a
with that one
Zowie.
by coming down blue, going in the
Oh.
window,
Oh.
you revealed the positions, and yes, we've got ourselves a timeout with it.
So let's be fair. This is a battle-hardened roster. right?
Outsiders, honestly, I don't think they're doing anything too, like,
They went against G2 and
wrong.
played 22 rounds.
But MCers, they're fucking amazing
This is the
today.
problem, as they have already decided 5 rounds and 4 played rounds, it's time
Yikes.
to change what we're doing. Makers are in complete control. Momentum's all in their favor. You've got a feeling if outsiders don't change something drastically, it might just be a little too late.
Yeah.
I have to agree with you. I don't like agreeing with you, but I feel like I have to in this one.
Sometimes it
feel
doesn't
like I
matter,
have
Gabe.
to in this one.
Sometimes I have good takes.
Sometimes. Not
Rarely,
all the time.
rarely.
Sometimes.
Scottish.
Sometimes. But it is outsiders. We need to remember that. It's Shepard, Dan, always in joystick. And they've been joined by Pasha, who has popped off many a time in the past. And just because they're 3-1 down does not mean that they don't claw their way back onto this one. You just feel like they need to win this round. You took your time out. You need that instant bounce back. And the way that they won this site last time was by securing.
Where is the
massive
site again?
bedroom
Castle's
windows.
being
They
used a
lock down the
lot.
corridor with the castles.
By the
They're
way,
not
just
changing
saying.
anything whatsoever on the defense. And Dora, if you play the bees,
Maybe it's because of the
Right.
extendo barrel.
Right. Willie, won't he?
let's not talk about it until it's locked.
We've
down, 'cause
already
it's
mentioned
us.
it, Gibby. We've already mentioned it. There's no way.
It's locked in. It's
he
locked
is.
in.
He's
The
locked it in.
bees.
All right. So Grim in play here in the S.I LCQs. Yeah.
Grim?
There he is. We all know he's
There-
a
oh.
subpar operator. But
Oh, whoa, whoa,
it's Capital, but worse.
whoa, whoa,
That's
whoa, whoa, whoa.
an easy way to say it. So how will they utilize it? Clearly, they brought it in purpose. They swapped out from a Capital, so they have a very distinct purpose
Capital
for this
to a
operator and this ability,
Grim.
or they're just feeling supremely confident.
Well, you got the extended barrel on the
He's not using it,
5.52
though.
now
He's
as
got
well.
a flashy
No.
on it.
Oh, I see that. But look, maybe he can be the Reaper. Maybe Grim could be the Reaper this time around. I think post-plant, he can be pretty effective. If you get that case down, you can, get a real beat on where those defenders are playing. But in reality, for him to have a real impact, you need to use him. He is a real gadget operator. We spoke about it yesterday with some other operators inside the game. I think it was Sands we were talking about.
Are they trying to
Very
push
situational.
solar again? Yeah, it's the same
especially in Grim's
lineup.
position again, but having to face check to utilize your utility, that's a bit of a problem.
Ooh.
Pasha, early damage done to him. And again, look at how they're utilizing this, right? They've got the buck down below, they've spotted the bulletproof camera that they need to clear, and they're going through like 2 different floors. They're using it very smart, just using Sorry to open up the floor, clear what utility he can from this, and he's really in no danger for anyone. No one's in. Right, okay, boys, makers, at the default camera, you've got to shoot them. You gotta do the basic things, right? Got to bring Grim, at least shoot your default.
Wait, was that a default?
It's one of the easiest things to make a mistake on as well. Everyone kind of thinks someone else will do it, but I'll
Ooh.
tell you what, they may not be shooting cams, but they're shooting members of Outsiders. Dan is going to fall now too.
Yikes.
Akwe will wrap around and clean up Solace. It's a 5 versus 3. Always is trapped in behind half wall right now. His only real avenue of exit is if he punches a wall in behind or takes on this gunfight with the players playing inside of Piano. You've got your buck locking any retreat down through, but Pasha
Okay.
does find a kill as he takes down Gemini.
Oh,
Akwe will confirm out Shepard. So it's
shites.
4 versus 2. I love the way makers are taking map control. I love the way they're forcing Outsiders.
Ooh.
But Pasha!
Knew it was coming. It was a perfect lineup, and we've not seen the Grim utilize the
Ooh.
below you's not safe, and nor's above you, Akwe gets that, and look who's all alone. It's always what can you do? 1 versus 3.
Stand up.
Second, the drone network of makers seemingly just
Yep.
too strong, but they're not yet on site. Do they know that this is in sight? Perhaps, as always,
Ooh.
we get 1. 20 seconds. This
It's
is
doable.
a problem. And,
Doable.
well, doesn't matter.
Well,
How?
not really. Not really. I think the one thing that's impressing me, though, and Outsiders,
Oof.
they're reacting to the way that makers play, but the way they're reacting is the way that makers want them to. They're being forced into taking these 1v1s. They're being forced to being moved into positions, and they're falling back in a way that makers always have a player watching their retreat from. You speak about the mistake, about them not getting rid of the default cam a little bit earlier. Didn't really matter at the end of the game, but while we were talking about that, they
What's
got
going on?
full solar control. They droned out the fact that there was a player hiding inside of the
What's going
closet,
on?
and they were able to take that 1v1 and get the kill. From that point on, you have to react and move and try to maybe take some control again on the side of Outsiders. And makers at that point win the numerical advantage with the players in positions that they were in. It's just impossible to retake.
Yeah, I mean, so we're actually just right now in a pause. And I was curious why Dora was just on drone watching that flank. It's something, some technical issue has occurred to him, so it wasn't some whimsical decision in his play. But
Maybe his seat wasn't working. Maybe that's why he was standing up there for a second.
but I mean, well, Kendra deployed a standing desk at boot camp.
That's true.
Maybe that might be the secret to become, the absolute
Was
go.
was that an intentional pun?
No.
So it wasn't the secret. Kendry wasn't, deploying the secret.
No. He had the secret recipe, though.
Yeah.
He was cooking something up spicy. They're in the final, of course. They'll play the victors of this match. But Makers 4-1 lead. They've looked dominant on the offense once again. Now, this is kind of reminiscent of how they played yesterday on this map up against Outsiders, funny enough. they were very dominant in the offense, and they began to slip away during their defense. They let outsiders in. We talked about it. The devs spoke about it. Outsiders are a rigid team. When we go to that
Here we
side,
go.
and see outsiders
Good
being
old
like, give them a couple of rounds to
rehosts.
their name. That's when you need makers to be fluid,
Rehost.
adaptive, mix things up, change it up. Because outsiders, they'll do the same thing every single round, and if you can make them stall, you are going to be a problem. Look how Secret dismantled them on border. They made it a nightmare. They got so in the head of outsiders on border that they were scared to get in the building, scared to repel because you had Savage and Grubby running out every window possible. Well, you can't do that on Chalet. Makers need to find a way to disrupt the flow and make outsiders try and adapt and change, because realistically, that's the weak aspect of this team.
I love outsiders. I love these guys. Like I said, to me, they're all in the history books of Siege already. But the one question about them was they struggle at times maybe to adapt during a game, and we need to see that from them here in this map, because you're about to lose Chalet a game potentially with the way makers are playing on attack, and I want to see them change something up, get a little bit more aggressive, get onto the faces of those makers players. The one round that you won is because you engaged with the players on that master bedroom window, and they did it really well.
Rehosts.
They're obviously, this is a team full of the greats, right? Shepard has so far kind of rolled back the years, playing kind of how we remember him in that glory. But there's also this aspect that the core of this team, lost the 6th Invitational Final TSM, and TSM then decided to not play for stages 2 and 3 in NAL. So there's like, I don't have my rose-tinted goggles. I love the guys. I absolutely love this side. But I have to say, I think they're just too rigid for the type of CG play. Like, they are really struggling in this climate. Secret showed it. Secret exploited it. Makers are doing the same thing. Now, can Makers continue that here on Chalet? That's the question. And Clubhouse, that's going to be a scary prospect, because that's realistically a map outsiders we know we're strong on, because they picked apart Makers on it. But that's the map I'm very curious to see. I think Chalet should be in the history books for Makers in 2 or 3 rounds' time.
Well, 3 minimum. 3 minimum.
Exactly.
Maths. But yeah, looking at the way things are going, you're going to go on to defense after this. I do think Chalet is a map where, as an attacking team, you do feel like you can find some success, but for outsiders, in order to do that, you need to start winning some rounds on defense to put yourself in that opportunity to win this game. But as you said, we're going to Clubhouse after.
You guys have some crazy setups, and also, what is that? What is that monitor joysticks using? It's white.
For years. The question is, if we end up in a tie after 2 maps and we have to go to...
Is that a Zowie?
It is a bit of a toss-up from there on. Like, Makers...
He has white peripherals on everything.
Because they lost it to outsiders.
Wait, is there...
Yesterday.
Wait.
So if we do go to that 3rd and final map...
So 2546K white.
Which of these teams do you think are in a better position to win that?
I think Cafe suits Makers. It suits them through and through. It's a map that kind of allows teams to be aggressive. On the defensive side, you can fight people very aggressively. You can stop them getting in the building. You can get in their face. It's a map that requires a level of fluidity. It's difficult to be as rigid. And I think yesterday on Bank, we saw Makers suffer to that. The comedic comparison to their against 10-star.
Yeah, this one.
Same post-plant denial setup didn't work, and there was a couple of them on their side. But the structure, that map...
XL2546, Divina Pink White. Wow, actually, that looks pretty... Look at that. That looks pretty cool. Yes. Very pretty. Look at that.
So map choice, not their finest, but they were confident on it.
Alright.
Cafe.
Did not know that, honestly.
And challenge outsiders and really
Did not know that.
Like Joystick, Dan, Shepard, to use Mapasha, actually all of them, to use their mechanics way more than that routine kind of in-structure pattern that they love to follow.
Outsiders, though, the core 4 players that rostered, they have a history on Cafe. In the past, it's a map they like to go to as well. So I think it's more of a toss-up. I know that you think it suits Makers. To me, I think that map would truly be a 50-50 between these 2 sides. I thought that Chalet, I thought the Makers would probably win this being their pick, but at the same time, I thought that it wouldn't have been this one-sided on attack. Like, Makers have looked very, very good so far. They've already forced outsiders to take their tech timeout. Their tactical timeout. The only good thing I think for outsiders is, even though you can't talk to your coach during a technical timeout, which is what we're in right now, they can talk to each other. They can say, right, what is going wrong? Can we, as 5 players, adjust what we're doing to stop makers? Because this is their last round on defense. If you're outsiders, this is your last chance to win on the, in brackets, favored side.
I was just going on. So I've looked at, and we can see the player cams. Dora is on a mission right now. He's trying to get his headset or something working. It's pretty fun to see this. I mean, we look at the stoic faces on outsiders. They're not worried about it. They're calm. They're relaxed. I mean, I can't see Shepard. He's relaxed. He's laid back. Can't see him.
Would you argue that Dora is Explorer in the
What-
way to
what's
try
going
to
on?
PC right now?
What's going on over there?
Yeah, he's been exploring. I've seen
Yeah, what's going on over there?
several different peripherals arrive.
Mm-hmm.
He's figuring it out. He'll get there. That's what I said.
What are the benefits of being in a team house?
That is true. That is
Oh,
true.
it's a team house. I just
I mean,
noticed.
not all of them are there, of course. I mean, you recently spoke to Dora. I mean, only what, 2 of these players of makers are together in the same team house. Just trying to. I mean, that's a nice bit of chemistry with the coach. We spoke about the value of having kind of that camaraderie and benefit of boot camping, being prepared with the team. We'll go on to
Bye.
our secrets. They've kind of
Bye,
been
joystick.
the main characters of this qualifier so far. How they're all in boot camp right now. All of the team are together. They've got their support staff of Twister there with them, and it shows they're playing confident. They're playing really well together. And makers have done a pretty similar job so far. They've been really good at that level of teamwork and coordination.
Well, as Dora said, there's 2 of them in the house. It's him and Sorry, and it's mainly because of some of the connection issues they have back at home. The other 3 members of the team, the core 3 of Gemini, Akwi, and Lolo, the core that went to SI, they prefer to play from home. Some people like their own setup, but I think for Sorry and Dora, it really has helped them to gel together as players and help them, work inside the team as well. They spoke, I think they'd been to the W7M house in Brazil, and they said that that's next level again with the way that team house works. But there's a reason why teams boot camp. There's a reason why teams like having team houses, and it's, as you said, building chemistry, building camaraderie. If you're friends with your teammates and you genuinely get on with them, you're going to look after each other a little bit more as well, I think, inside of the server. And, you watch each other's back a little bit more, maybe subconsciously. Maybe I'm completely wrong in talking,
I think
talking nonsense.
I mean, we've not been to a boot camp. We spoke to Tristan, before and after. Then Rogue, now Koi, went to boot camp before the Berlin Major, and it was way more about kind of getting kind of that camaraderie, that brotherhood kind of around the team. And they barely scrimmed. I mean, they said that they didn't scrim in preparation for it. I'm sure they got 1 or 2 in there. Well, I mean, it's about that connection, and you can see teams that have that level. And I'm really impressed with how makers have been playing in this one. The coordination, their adaptability, they're able to instantly know that, okay, plan A's went a little bit wrong. Those big window moments, for example, and they're instantly on the plan B. They're instantly adapting, instantly changing, and I mean, that's the name of the game right now. It's all about being a flexible team, being able to change on the fly.
How long is this gonna
being
take?
active. Kind of to circle back, that's the big critique I would say of outsiders so far, is how reactive can they be when their overall style of play is just a little bit more rigid.
And if you were trying to maybe show off some of the teams that you think are the best out there when you're looking at reactive styles of play, like who do you think sets the tone these days? I know for me personally, back during the Charlotte Major,
Come on.
DZ were very good at reacting to changes, and that comes from experience. Canadian, one of the best IGLs, one of the best of all time for a reason. But is there anyone out there that you think is setting the tone right now when it comes to that reactive style of play?
I'd have to say, S.I LCQ has been brilliant. He's on a kind of a second entry role. He's IGLing. The team's got really reactive really quick. They won in the Sweden Major. They were brilliant, absolutely fantastic. And they kind of similar back to the Charlotte Major. Astralis, yes, they went through some roster changes, but that time, that stage 1 Astralis were very good at being adaptive, mixing things up, being a little bit different. They were, I used to call them a proper gunfighters team because they would run a lot of aggressive styles of play. Like they bring a Thorn when she wasn't relevant in the meta, and they would just use those Razor Clams to try and take fights, and they were very much challenging teams in to react to them. But you don't have to listen to us waffle too much longer, because I've got wonderful news, Gibby. Do you want to break it to everyone?
Yeah, we got to push the button. We got to push that caster start game button. Easy, thank you. Easy. Or need to actually find out. Is it easier medics today? Both those guys are absolutely goated at their craft. But so are these players. We've got 10 players going head to head. Makers are
Oh.
currently leading 4-1.
There we go.
And we've had our tech pause. Is that tech pause going to upset the momentum that had been built by Makers? That's the real question.
Ooh, it has potential to do so, especially considering that the tech issue came from their side. They were trying to resolve it.
Let me
You
just
can
do
imagine,
this.
if you're playing, your mouse has died, your headset's died, you're going to get a little bit flustered in the moment. So time, mental reset, and yeah, momentum in this game's a little bit reset. It's kind of back to square one for these teams. And funny enough, we're back to the site that we first saw them go head to head on. And I've seen a small little change. We saw on the barbed wire now deployed on that rappel. So if you rappel into a window, you're slowed down for a brief moment. That might give outsiders just a little bit of early warning. Someone's done it. If you don't give a rappel, and slow them down enough. Because when Makers go for that execution, they're so fast.
Slows them down, gives you the audio cue. Looking at the kit that they're taking with them, they don't really have, apart from maybe Ash, they don't really have.
That's
again.
Grim. Yeah, Grim again. I was about to say.
I'm a big fan of the bees. Save the bees.
I
Anyways,
don't know. I think it's so hard for me to justify it because I have not seen inside of this tier 1 level of play like Grim be effective.
do
Maybe,
you want a secret, or do you want to know something?
What? Go.
The round that they won with Grim, they didn't actually use the bees.
I know. I called it out before we got into it that he hadn't used it.
Yeah.
I mean, he might be effective down where you play in those trenches. That 0.4 lifestyle.
Oh.
Not 0.45 now.
Oh,
actually.
you're making gains, Gibby.
We're making gains. I'm under Fresh and Jacker's tutelage right now.
That's all you need. That's how you get a real stack going.
Someday Demo might let me play with him.
Oh, never. You have to pass the demo test for that one. He's an FPL. He's an FPL connoisseur now. He's moved on from the rank trenches. So, we're a minute to kind of pass this round, and Grim has deployed the bees, right? So they've been that's towards closet, no, that's towards all of master bedroom, and this is interesting because it's cleared a lot of space, and to me, this telegraphs that's exactly where they want to plant. So they want to have no one towards that master bed itself, and then directly try and force pressure. This second wall on this double wall facing Solar has been left soft as well to not give as much cover to anyone once they enter Solarium. So outsiders making small,
one's
making
there.
appropriate changes.
Yep, you
and I
saw
like
him.
this from them. They're not sticking with the same thing, but Akwi has perfect
There's
information.
an ADS
He's got
there, I think.
double ADS,
Yep.
and so they can't nade the player out of closet, but they know he's there.
Yeah, and that's one nade gone, though. You don't really have... You've only got one left, and you need to burn utility if you want to remove that player from position. So the swing in comes. It's perfectly synced with the swing of that sledgehammer to get rid of the barbed wire. So you've got a player in the building. There's only 55 seconds left on the clock, so you're running a little bit behind schedule now. Akwi will get him.
Ooh, that's a good angle.
Solar cam as he pushes aggressively up to that soft double wall now. Sorry, still playing below with Shepard.
Oh, Shepard's getting.
And Dan's going to be removed from the game. That's now 5 versus 4. There's only 35 seconds to go, so time is the enemy. Akwi sees time and goes the enemy to him just a little bit more as he allows the player to cross. Shotgun potentially in the hand, but a good around the corner makes it a 5v3. Ash is holding an angle as well, but there is the trade as Akwi gets himself a double. Tosses the nade to try stop.
He's
Ash
insane.
Pushing back in through, but it's a 4v2. But there is intel alive. Swings around the corner. Flash is going to get one. Doesn't get.
Ah, the
second.
recoil,
13
man,
left
the
to go.
recoil.
This is key moments, but always gets on the Dora, and the case has gone cold. Sorry, he was
Case
down
cold.
5 seconds. He's the only one that can do anything
Whew.
close to action, and it's gonna be the time. It's the Nemesis Makers falter, and you know what, Gibby? You know what? Outsiders changed, adapted, flexed just enough to get themselves a chain or get themselves around victory. Makers still lead by 2. They move to the defense now. This is where I'm intrigued. How will outsiders come out of the gates against Makers' defense? This is where we saw it get a little bit sketchy for the Italian side. Outsiders looked very proficient on this yesterday. This is where I want to see the changes from Makers and both outsiders as well.
big thing in that round was Pasha did a little bit of a switcheroo there. You had your Nomad on the window looking towards that bathroom door to protect anybody trying to flank from that side. Pasha
Oh, the
was able
full-
to go into the office, get the kill onto the sledge, who had the case inside of sight.
The full
Had the
library
Nomad on the window, been
sight
watching
line.
the other rotate through. That round goes in favor of Makers. So really well played by Pasha. Make a little bit of a noise over by the wall.
Oh, there's the shield meta thing there referenced.
I mean, it's a high caliber play from a high caliber player. What can you say? I mean, Pasha has been very round defining so far for Outsiders this weekend. Likely to continue as well, Ackley on the Oryx. Very intrigued to see how this one goes as well. Different approach method getting brought out from
Yeah,
Outsiders.
4 reinforcers
Not so
left
heavy towards
still.
Solarium. Look like it's going to be a library side execution, and kind of how, remember, Demo talked about how this team used to play Oregon. Right, back in the day, this is old Oregon as well, pre-rework Oregon, just to let you know how old it was. And I remember playing it, saying, let's do this strat. Let's do the joystick strat. And every time you went big tower, done the same thing every single round. I have a feeling they like a library clear, so we might see a lot of library clears from Outsiders.
Well, Joystick was able to pick up some kills last time down
Ooh.
in basement as well when opening that book. I know when
Did
we
you
were
see him?
watching the game, you went speechless at some of the kills he was able to sneak. Yep. Well, they are going to move a couple of players down into basement, and Aqua's going to be moved into the lobby until the next round as he's been taken down by Pasha. Now he can hold the move from Joystick if he decides to push up main stairs. He is going to drone a library. As always, we'll hold another flank. Joystick
Just
steps
going
inside,
in.
and thank you very much.
Eee.
Aqua picks up the kill.
Sloppy drone work.
Really good patience, but he is going to lose his head now to Dan, who gets a good refrag back the other way. But now he's being hunted.
For a team like Outsiders, they had such an amazing drone network on some maps yesterday. And then you have moments like that, where you've got someone standing, poking their head through a massive rotation made inside of pantry, and they don't know. Just wandered on in. Joystick goes, it's property clear. Oh, I've died. And now we're 2 players down. Now, good thing they got that trade.
Oh, look at this long angle.
As well. Got Makers in a good position, 4 versus 3. Complete control, and really no members of Outsiders have even touched the top floor yet, and there's not a significant roam presence on this middle floor. 1 player, and they still got West Main camera. That early warning system is there. Well, they might be able to shut this down very quickly, as Dan might be in danger at the hands of Dora.
Oh.
It's a full clear. They're trying to do a full map
A
clear
full
here in order
clear.
to win the site now. Dan puts that Claymore
Oh.
down. Keep an eye on that. Remember that's there. If you see a Claymore kill a little bit later in the game, it's because a Makers player tried to go on the flank. Always tries to nade the door, and Gemini won't take any damage from that whatsoever. But Dora is the problem here for Makers playing in that position inside Trophy.
No information. Nades again tossed with nothing behind it. A fault of Navi yesterday. Yes, you toss in the default position, you expect them to be there, but these grenades are not tactical nukes anymore. You gotta be so precise with them. But Dan's just walked in the piano, and he gives away his position, and he loses like the Gemini. You've got to win those ones, Dan. Shepard tries to burn that laser gate, and he's not got an easy task. He's got to fight his way through Fluke Bucket over, but always gets one of the Gemini. But it's going to be a problem. Timer hits red, Gibby, and it's going to be a flurry of action. Always needs
You gotta
to
plant,
say, "I need
Shepard.
to
You
come
gotta
this way,
plant."
needs to win this one," and he doesn't do it in time. Shepard dies alone in office, and the round goes to Makers.
Makers looking pretty good. Outsiders struggling, and it looks more along the lines of Makers making a couple of tweaks, playing a very structured, the way that they saw Secret take down Outsiders yesterday, and it's working. It's not really going the way that Outsiders wanted to in these early stages. You're on attack. You now need to win 4 out of the next 5 rounds just to force overtime alone. That is a tough ask against any team whatsoever. You know, we've seen people bill Makers as, you know, the tier 2 team, the team that plays PG Nats in Italy. But let's be real, 3 of these players have been to SI before. These players are all more than capable of playing inside of tier 1, and they have got a massive fan base in Italy who are watching every single move this roster makes, and they really want them to go through.
I mean, of course you do. National pride of Italy inside of Siege, you know. Teb was the first Italian player that made a tier 1 debut on the roster of Navi.
Oh, that's a good Valk spot.
Makers, though, not going to be playing in the UL, but I tell you what, certainly a good chance of seeing them on an international stage once again. That would be some storyline for them, but of course they've got to get through the rest of this map. Maybe another one, maybe another two, and then Secret later today. So again, you know, they might see much on the horizon, but they
You
still
can see
have
the lineup that MKers have. Frost, Jaeger, you know, Valkyrie, and Kite. Yeah, sure, but then there's Oryx. Yeah, this is throw Oryx in there.
The team that rolled yesterday. So
Lineup always has the IQ. Interesting. Do they know they have a Valk? They might.
It looks like Joystick once again is going to enter down through bottom of the basement, and with that, you're spreading yourself a little bit thin.
They know now.
You go for this, you're trying to take a lot with very little.
Oh, look at that rogue skin.
It can put yourself in a bad situation
Man.
if you allow makers to isolate those 1v1s.
This is very worrisome. This
Whoa.
is very... I mean, Pasha, look how scared he is of getting peeked. You know, he's entered before information. So he
Bro.
and even then, like...
What?
You've tossed... What? Okay, you cleared a shield and opened the hatch, but... Okay, yep. No one was behind it.
Sure.
Information. Yep.
You're spending too much time with Jackers Whip, but you really are. As
Oh.
Oh, if he had just kept firing, he would have found Gemini. He's holding the line towards that enter through Fluke Balcony.
Oh boy.
Still in position, still waiting to take on that 1v1. We say not to let him cook. He had a good start to the game.
Let him.
The stats.
Hold up. Let him cook.
A rehost, so Shepard now is going to get the speech, but there's a minute left in the round, just over a minute. You've still not taken vertical control.
Ooh.
Always finally gets the opener, and now Lolo.
Look at that Oryx is yeeting out of there.
A little bit better from outsiders, but time
Oh.
is the enemy.
Oh, he's cooking! Oh.
You let him cook.
Oh. Okay. Close. Close. I thought
Very
he was
close.
going to dish up something special from the chef's exclusive menu with that one.
Whoa.
Always looks for a second
Oh.
and spots the player. Doesn't actually see him. Does a little bit of damage. That will be Gemini.
Does he know he's dead?
He's not loving life right now. It's not a live, laugh, love moment. It's a double run out. Oh, don't peek him again. Only one.
What?
Little bit
They're going
chaotic
for it, man.
moment. Oh, Gemini from the depths emerges. Can't make it too.
Jesus
But
Christ.
surprises and disrupts the flow. Outsiders. 3 players remain.
What
but they
the
only got
fuck is
19
going on?
seconds, and it's gonna be a problem. Lolo nearly loses his life. Every
Yeah,
hammer
false.
strike, every second.
Oh, that's my spot.
Well, here comes the push. Shepard drops it, and Joystick's going
Whoa.
to see his HP fall as Dora finds one. It's a 2v2.
You gotta plant, man. You gotta plant.
Through this narrow channel to go for the execute. Shepard goes behind the bomb chassis. Joystick gets a little bit aggressive now to hold the flank. Pre-fire around the corner. Taken down by Lolo. Shepard
What?
sticks the plant, loses his head. There goes the case. Makers move to match or to map point. What a round again.
That round right there. That is how you absolutely get in the head of outsiders. You need to win one more round. You've took the map. But oh my, Gemini laying prone. That half wall below the default camera in Solarium pops up, gets one. He was basically dead to rights and he had the confidence go for a second. A double run out of Core Garage as well. You kidding me? Are you kidding me? Makers, I love this. I tell you what, who doesn't love it? Outsiders right now on the ropes on map 1.
On the ropes and map 1.
Yikes.
Remember, this is Maker's map pick. We've seen some incredible things. Think back to the last major Whip It, where we saw Liquid get absolutely rolled in one of the maps and crawl their way back in to get a victory. So losing your map is not the worst thing in the world. Now, for outsiders, there's 2 questions now. Can you claw your way back into this one, or can you bounce back on the next map? And I think they can. You know, Clubhouse is a map that I do fancy outsiders to get a result on. But this is Makers. They've done it before. They've beaten some very big teams in the past. And they just look downright scary on Shadow.
I gotta use that spot.
They're terrifying. I mean, this map doesn't suit outsiders. It's one of the... Right, Rogue Center Goggles coming off once again. One of the issues that has plagued this roster for essentially all the time they've existed is a little...
Dude, they're getting
You
fucking
tuck away
crazy
Default,
up
you tuck
here.
away Oregon, you tuck away Clubhouse, you tuck away I can't even remember what the other one, but took away their big 3 maps, and they tended to struggle. They were brilliant on them. You didn't want to take them there. They owned them. They had a rampage on them. You'd
Oh,
never
what is
win
that
there,
skin?
but you took them anywhere else, they'd lose. They'd look a little bit lost. And look what's happening here on Chalet.
Ooh.
This is better though. This is good aggression. Pasha entering the building early, getting hot droned in, and he knows that there's a player playing on the other side of that double door, opening up those lines of sight. And there you go.
Ah.
Pasha. Just play patient to get your kill.
Whoa.
Gets a little bit too aggressive, playing into the style of play. Sorry
Dude.
is going to fall as
Chill.
well. Outsiders, thank you for
Chill.
last. This is more like you.
Chill.
Gemini now finds himself in a 1v5, but once again, you cannot gift Outsiders free kills. Dora tried to make something happen, running outside. Outsiders get the kill, and finally, they're showing a bit of a heartbeat in this one.
Yeah, you remember what happened yesterday when Makers had a big old lead? And Acri tried to run out Snowmobile as many times as possible.
Ooh, now they know where they are.
They know side's clear now as well. Oh, Frost has shot me main stairs. Go on in. How long
Go
will
on
it
in.
take Shepherd start planning? It's taking a lot.
Longer
there
than
he
he thought,
is.
but there you go.
I was like a little bit like, gets one. There's no way, Gibby. There's no way he
No way.
walks down and through Vert kills joystick, right? You can't imagine that. He'll drop lobby and he'll fight, but he can't win this one, surely.
No.
He does,
Well, he
but he
trades
traded.
it.
Ah, I'll trade it.
You know, there's no way though. There's no way he wins that one. I just knew.
You don't remember? Do you remember yesterday we were casting the game on club and we were like, "Oh, there's no way that Dan wins this and he trades as well." I think that's the curse. When we say there's no way someone does something, usually it ends up with that player trading a couple of seconds later. But it's better for
Pasha, where are you going?
Next point, you still got to do it 3 more times in a row. But Makers, you tried something a little bit different that round. Maybe you're just testing the waters. Let's go back to what worked. Let's play some structured siege. Let's not peek. And our outsiders do the same again. Get aggressive. Pasha getting into the building within 30 seconds with the help of a hot drone. Yes, it's old-fashioned, but it still works.
Yeah. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, Gibbs. What switch just flipped for Makers? He went, yeah, let's run out. Let's get aggressive. Let's fight everything. Because they play for trades exceptionally well. And they play for them in the right situations. But something went a bit... It was a whimsical round from Makers. I think they'll amend it this time. Don't think they'll be as aggressive. I don't think they'll play into what Outsiders want. And Outsiders are now expecting an aggressive push. So they were aware. They hear an impact go off and they're like, right, what run out is it? And they were reading into it very quickly. You've already tried to spawn peek from library, so yeah, that's not going to work now, right? The wily old dogs of Outsiders know what's up. You're not going to get away with lightning twice.
Yeah, and look at the lineup that Outsiders are taking this time around as well. It's set up perfectly for an old-fashioned tech. You'll get some pressure around the map.
Ooh.
Joysticks get a big gunfight here down in basement, and yes, Akwi, I think you made the right decision, but there's no Iana in place to get the trade. Communication. If there was just a little bit more communication there, Akwi's taken down.
Do you want to know why that fight happened? That's the predictability of Outsiders. Right, last time around, after we got that pick on the with Oryx,
Got the
on
shield.
Joystick who was booking. Well, it wasn't the same place. He knows Joystick likes to enter Snowmobile. I wonder where I'll go. And guess what? He read it perfectly. So to me, Makers know what's happening. They're clued in, locked in. They know what's coming. But can they do anything about it? Oh, he crosses and nearly loses his head. Dan will find one of the Gemini.
Ooh.
This could be a problem now as well as it's the advantage. Fading away.
Another one? Alright.
Nade tossed. Nobody going to be hit by this one, but Outsiders do have the numerical advantage again. Akwi's going to go for a full rotate back on the Solarium side as control is still being garnered by Outsiders on this library side. And Akwi moving on.
Ooh.
See, this is where you might see him be tempted to run out, but you really don't want it to happen this time. Sorry on a big flank up through library stairs as well. No drones, no flank watch.
Throw
Oh.
it past him. He's trying to find it, but they just don't know he's there. He's just gonna wait. He's gonna be the absolute rat, and he's got yellow pings to work with, and he gets.
Oh no.
That's the problem now. Where's one I popped up? Who knows? Outsiders, how do you read it?
Oh
Joystick
no.
next to Falter left in DBNO. Shepherd in close proximity on a technical 2v4. Can they recover? I think they should be able to, but That'll take time, Gibby. And look at the top of your screen. They've only got 45 seconds to work.
45 seconds, but they've got everybody back on their feet. Always repositions now down in the basement, but you know, boys, this isn't the site. They're still trying to deal with Story, who's down below, and in reality, Shepard and Joystick need some help on site. So they get back on top of Master Window.
What's going on with the
Joystick still
communication
preoccupied
here?
with the fact that Story is on the window, gives away his position by getting rid of utility. And they drop the diffuser with 20 seconds left. I think that they might be giving it to Joystick, and that's exactly what the plan
There he goes
is.
again.
He's going to go to half wall. Story's in position to pick him up, and here comes the plant. Story's going to get one, gets the second, triple kill for Story, and always is just going to pick up 1 or 2 exit frags. But that is it. GG, map 1 goes to Makers. The Italian team racing off like a bunch of Ferraris, and they're going to move into the second map, knowing they're 1 map away from a final.
GG's.
What a performance from Makers. Same story, same script. They bring it to Chalet against Outsiders, and they take victory. They played it perfectly. They played it absolutely brilliantly, Gibby. They looked in complete control the entire way.
They did, and that's what, to me, Outsiders always struggle with. Whenever a team puts up a solid, rigid defense, they just struggle with breaking it down. The flank watch wasn't there in the last round. Sorry, punished them for it. Really good performance. But look,
that's a big
we're just
yikes.
characters. There's a couple of people up that I think probably want to break down the information.
I'm
little
gonna
bit
quickly
more
go
than
take
we
a
have. What do you think?
bathroom break.
Absolutely.
Get back.
So we'll go to a quick break and let the desk break that one down.
It looks like history does repeat itself as Makers are the ones in the lead on Chalet here, Ollie, and it felt like we've seen a lot of these things before.
It really did. It was a little bit deja vu, wasn't it, Ginny? We saw a very similar Chalet play out today as to the Chalet that we saw play out yesterday.
Wait, he went
No surprise
17?
here, really. Acqui, our MVP of map number 1.
Sheesh.
78 EPS with a KD of 17 to 7. 90% cost and flawless on the
90.
entry.
Wow, wait.
We really couldn't choose anyone else, Demo.
No, played great game. Barely really put a foot wrong. Entries were great. Cost 90%. You know, did something almost. Maybe just I think he missed out on doing something in one round, but even still, yeah, great performance from Makers. Outsiders, it just they don't have the legs for the map pool. They just don't. It's shown here again today. They can only play a few select maps. That's and Chalet's not one of them. Obviously, Clubhouse coming up. That's going to be a map that we know that they can play. But I think I hope Makers go into it with the same ideas that they had in Chalet, because that's what we didn't see. This is massive now for Makers, because I just want to see them play their Siege. I don't want to see them shy away. I want to see them just do what they do best. And I think Outsiders, I think they'll struggle to cope with that, even though it is on Clubhouse.
Yeah, and yesterday as well, Outsiders struggled a little bit with the flank wash, Ollie, and it feels like today,
Yeah.
again, that's something
Hello.
that's repeating
How you
itself.
doing?
And we did mention, you know, Outsiders, they had some time to just, even before Makers were done with their second game, to go back, watch these things. They said they wanted to keep their emotion under control. We said they have that opportunity to pick on these small adjustments and these small adaptations. And as much as we were expecting from Outsiders, it didn't really feel like that came through here.
Alright, I'm gonna quickly go ahead and boot up Siege real quick.
Through, you know, yesterday's map of Chalet and today's
Let me
map
do
of
that
Chalet,
real quick.
both of them pretty much exactly the same. We're seeing a lot of Castle, we're seeing a lot of Aruni, we're seeing a lot of this very basic standard setup that was, you know, the norm and
back to
kind
here.
of meta at the start of Chalet. But top floor, it really isn't where you expect teams to go as their main site. However, it is where Outsiders chose to defend the large majority of the time, and we've seen Makers, we know that they can attack onto that site. We've got a replay to demonstrate just how much of a carbon copy it was.
Oh god, here we go
yesterday,
again.
which I'm sure we can throw up any second. But for me, it's all about Outsiders. They didn't do anything different. And Makers, having seen that, they had the opportunity to just go, well, rinse and repeat from yesterday, boys.
Yeah, that rinse and repeat that they had here on Chalet, is that possible on Clubhouse? I think that's the question at this point, because sure, it worked for Makers this time around, but on Clubhouse, Outsiders had the upper hand. So, Demo, next steps, what's it looking like?
You look at this from the first round. It was so apparent, I think, for me. I'll only sit here and say, yep, it's going to be the same old as what it was yesterday. Too rigid, too stale from Outsiders. Makers will look at this thing, oh, it's the exact same setup as yesterday. They know that Solar's going to be a weakness. They put an end to that immediately. Lack of refrags, again, it comes back to the point that Outsiders, wherever they play on the defense, they're so separated from one another, there's no real chance that they have of getting refrags down, which is always going to be an issue. You need to make sure that if you do give away a kill, you get one in return. And they weren't doing that, and then you leave it thin on site. I mean, look at this, a minute to go, they're getting the plant down. For all 5 players still alive for Makers, you know, it was great. But Outsiders, yeah, just disappointed again.
I think this was one of Aqui's best rounds as well. He picked up 4 kills, he got 3 in the round and then 1 in the post. It left a lot for, you know, Dan and Joystick to do. Dan was out there on the roam. He got himself cut off and wasn't able to get back to site and really affect in the way that he wanted to. You're thinking about that roam in Solace and you're thinking, you know, what are you going to use that for? Are you going to be jumping out of a window, checking if there's a claymore? Are you going to be finding people on drones, pointing out little bits and bobs for your team? We just did, that was the only real change and difference that we saw from yesterday. It just didn't do anything, and that was the alarm bell really for me. And then the rest of Chalet
How's
was
the viewership,
very much just
by the
a
way?
rinse and
Let's
repeat
see.
of that. But credit to Makers. You know, Makers have gone out there and they've still played the game that was in front of them, and they've still
7,000.
consistently got those rounds.
Right.
4-2 split on the attack, and then 3 rounds in the
Oh,
defense.
cheap.
Yeah, so the question is going to be whether or not history will
Let's
repeat
just
itself
close all
on
these.
Clubhouse. Last time around, it went in favor for Outsiders, but Makers seem to be having the upper hand as of now. We're going to be heading straight into game with Whippet and Gibson, so guys, take it away.
After this game, I think I'm gonna go ahead and play some Siege.
Thanks, guys,
think.
and welcome back on in. And we are on map 2 in this best of 3 series.
I
Makers
missed this,
one map
man.
away
I missed
from
this.
A final date with Team Secret, or can Outsiders bring us to a map 3? Whippet, the community is heavily in favor of Outsiders going into this one, but where do your loyalties lie?
Makers, without a doubt, the goggles, the rose-tinted goggles, they're gone. They're gone. Makers win it. Makers win it right here, right now. They take it. They crack history. They're going to go to a map that we know Outsiders can play, and they're going to win. They're going to get a 2-0 victory. They're going to go to the final against Secret.
Let's
Not gonna
see,
take that, but
then.
I'm so confident that I might have cursed them. So let's hope that hasn't happened as we move to our ban phase.
Well, you look at the game that was played yesterday here on Club, and it was whenever Makers flooded the site is when they had most of their joy. They stopped doing it, and Outsiders were able to secure the win that time. So, first
Alright,
ban we're going to
standard
get
ban.
is the Thatcher. Outsiders are moving that, and usually when you see a Thatcher ban, it's really, you know, your hatches, your main breach that you're kind of working around.
I sleep.
Yeah.
I sleep. I see a Thatcher. I sleep.
You're not a fan of that ban, no?
It's so boring. It's boring.
Boring.
Give me something like good. Give me like
Like
I
Sledge.
like that! Like that! Yes!
There you go.
Chill.
Saw
Chill.
Sledge being used heavily by makers last time around, so them removing Sledge is an interesting one. You get rid of the nades as well. You remove a little bit of verticality, so Buck's stock goes through the roof.
Okay.
Kenny being banned, no surprise there whatsoever, especially whenever you're thinking
Last
about attacking,
one.
you know, down into
Probably
the
Valkyrie or
kitchen
something.
hatch and that moto hatch. Your final ban, though, you're stuck in a little bit of a choice. Do you go Mira? Do you go Valk? Do you get rid of Azami? All three of those bans can have a massive impact on how this game is
Probably
going
Valk.
to play out. Outsiders are going to make us wait a little bit for drum roll, please. No
Azami.
surprise, Azami.
Right, so
Alright.
I'm a fan of this, and the reason I'm a fan of this is because Outsiders, on the offense, they go through the motions. And what is one of the key operators that they use on this map? It's Sledge. They've disrupted the flow. Yes, we got to get to that now. It's that 6 rounds of time. We'll see that be beneficial. But
Well,
maybe
y'all
just
need
throw a
Buck
little bit of
now.
Spatter in the work, and anything you can do to disrupt that rhythm of Outsiders, that's huge. That's important. But the scary thing is, for makers, you've now got to attack this site, and Shepard has a TCSG. So good luck. I wish you all the best in your endeavors. I hope they go well, but I hope you're not intending to try and plant and that man's still standing.
Yeah, we've seen him pop off with the TCSG yesterday at times. But
He's a
look at the way the
freaking
set
beast
up.
with
You've
it.
created the hole,
Just
it allows you to
watch.
impact trick the hatch, so you don't have the Kaid, but you do have those impacts. They've got 4 of them in the back pocket. Habana is being brought, and you said, you know, as you said yesterday, Habana is the queen of hatches inside of this game, so sorry, we'll look to use that to open the hatch. But
Ooh.
when we came here yesterday, makers dominated the first round. I think it was flawless with the way that they just flooded the site. They've got Ying. They may be tempted to do it, but when you bring it
They have
back,
Ying again.
whenever you bring you know, the likes of Buck,
Ooh.
it does scream that
They
you
have
want
Ying
to take
again.
control of the ground floor and play a little bit of verticality at least first.
You know what I'm seeing, Gibby?
Siege.
See, what? Are you for real? No way!
Yeah.
Oh, I love a bit of siege. Up the siege, that's what I say. But this is the exact same setup from Outsiders, right? They've not changed it. They've not done
Okay.
anything to it. You got joystick roaming reasonably isolated alone. You got Pasha instead of Logi for support, but nothing's changed here. And now on Outsiders, this is a problem because if there's one team that if you let play a very prep style of play against you that you're going to get punished, it's going to be makers. They've done it to every single team in CL. When they prep for you, they understand what you're going to do. They absolutely tear you to shreds. And without entering the top floor, they've pushed Dan and Joystick back to site. And as well as Pasha. They've not
Okay.
done a single step, and they've cleared top floor. They've cleared all of the map, and while, yes, it'll take a few more seconds for them to know this, job done. Job done, absolutely.
Maybe they're
perfectly so.
cooking something up here. Hang on.
Time had a big impact too, though. You know, you hit that 2-minute mark. Sometimes teams wait to the minute and 30, and then that's when they go back onto the site because they think, you know, our job's done. We've preoccupied the attacking side for long enough. So now by Buck opening up that, it prevents any defenders from rotating in and around that 90 corner. You get rid of the default cam here as well, meaning that when you eventually drop down main, if nobody's watching from inside Moto or nobody's
You
watching
don't need
from
to do it
boxes,
like
you should find
that.
it pretty easy to push in towards the site from that direction now. The impact trick isn't going to be successful just yet. They'll wait for the second set of Habana pellets to come on out, and you know, we just wait. We know what's coming, they know what's coming, but can always stop it.
They
Dev-
don't have a C4 to use right now either to stop this, so
have
Lolo
two.
can essentially stop this impact trick if that's going to be his intention. The can opener has been used to get access to Moto, and
I
they're
don't know.
slowly going to crack open this kitchen hatch. That's going to be Lolo now trying to deny this. Dirt's been left soft, and Joystick will have to fight inside of Blue alone. Always is inside of Dirt, very far away. And he might use that final impact in pocket to try and run out on the freezer. That could be his intention behind it, but 30 seconds. Hatches should be opened if my...
They're just gonna drop all
Kitchen Dirt,
of him.
maybe a kitchen Moto push or a kitchen main. And for makers, I'm worried because it's going to be a 5v5 execution.
Oh, boy.
And it's in the hands of Shepard.
Oh boy. Here we go.
And chaos, well, it
Here we go.
ensues.
Here we go.
Goes deep, but so does Akwe. Joystick gets one.
Here we go. Here we go.
He's in sight. He's
He's
gonna
gonna
try and
plant.
set the plant. And does the side of Outsiders have any information?
Oh,
idea?
no.
Well, Dan certainly does.
Oh.
Down.
Yeah, so we talked about the fact that, Outsiders can at times play to the old meta, and the old meta for a while was the 20-second push. That's what they tried to do, and from the maker side of things, and Outsiders were able to read it perfectly.
They
I
did indeed.
genuinely think, had Dan not swung when he did, that round could have went in the favor of makers, but well played by Outsiders. But once again, you got success here yesterday by playing hyper-aggressive, fast siege against Outsiders. They slow down the pace, they slow down the tempo, they play that old-fashioned way of attacking the site, and that's just comfortable for Outsiders. Outsiders will take that every day of the week.
Yep. I can't
City?
argue that one. I've still got faith. I've got... I'm backing the boys from Italy in this one. I still believe. It's only one round. They can claw this one back. I'm curious to see when we go back to that
No
if they're going to amend it
bandits.
just a little bit. And the issue with that round, I really felt, was the time. They should have known Outsiders falling back. They should have been. They nearly made it work. If Dan doesn't win that fight, the round probably goes to Outsiders. No, makers, all the way around. And it was a very kind of one man stands up, wins a gunfight, turns the tide. That's what just happened. If makers give themselves 10 extra seconds, or it's not going to be a crunch there, or not going to be a 000 crunch time, or even 5 seconds, it's way more possible, way more doable execution for them. However, reset, new round, new site. Let's see what makers got.
Well, you lose the planter in a late push. It's game over. 3 kills was enough to see Outsiders win round 1. So, as you said, we moved to round 2. So let's look for any early changes, early adaptations. Gemini will open up that con wall. That'll stop, or should go to open up that con wall in just a few moments with some help, helping out Dora. That'll stop those defenders from rotating in through that.
God, that could be so good.
Next thing, you turn your attention over to the main breach, and then suddenly you trap those attackers into their position.
So a lot of these cam spots that Pasha's using, they're the exact same that what we saw yesterday. Oh, and Shepard, are you going to get away with this? He's put it on the wrong wall, and he doesn't have time to... Dora? Could have went for it. Zora's buys him enough time, and it's going to be facing the wrong wall anyway, so that's going to be breach established. Shepard will fall on the way back towards main stairs, back inside the master bedroom. But these cameras, same positions as last time, so I can't imagine makers are going to let themselves get compromised. They would have looked back at the vault, or at least their bathroom staff would have. They should know where these threats will arrive. Breach open, pressure applied, and makers compacting Outsiders a little bit closer to site, and they're not really worried about that extension towards CC and Cash.
Yeah, the Vault cams are very important now for the Outsiders players. The ones that you pointed out are in the exact same position, so makers should know they're there. But that is how a lot of this information on this attack is going to be fed through. You look at where the Vault cams are, they're on default spots.
Oh.
Lalo, hello, as he spots him and gets the
No
kill.
pressure from the
Use that
outside.
to cover into the bathroom. Pasha
That's
looking
a
at where
bit...
his teammates are holding, so he says, right, I'm going to hold somewhere else. Gemini looking to find a kill through the main window, but there's Aquay always. He got a bit aggressive, nothing wrong with that, but he gets shut down. Joystick does get aggressive though, and he does get a result with his picking up Gemini.
Difficult position. The Warden, again, immune to these flashbangs. That can't buy space, but I'll tell you what, those Shepard's not immune to bullets. The AK sings and Shepard falls. 40 seconds, and Aquay gets himself access.
Pasha.
He'll find another one. Leave it down the sorry.
Jesus
Pasha will
Christ.
simply just live in his world. What a play from him. The MPX does all his bidding. 2 rounds in a row for the side of Outsiders. Looking strong here in club. Kind of expected, though.
And if I'm not wrong, this is the map that Pasha went heavy on yesterday. This is where he got a bunch of his kills.
He loves a bit of club, does he, Gibby? He absolutely loves it. It's his. He owns it. It's his clubhouse. You got to pay him entry fee before you get in.
You know what the thing is, though? For the likes of Pasha, who's joined this team, well, he was the player on this team that was really the other 4 players that joined him on Outsiders. A lot of people were like, well, is keeping Pasha the right decision? Is there other players to keep? I think Pasha's been incredible for them. I think Pasha's played very, very well. Yes, as a team, they've had some flaws over the course of yesterday and today. But Pasha is a very good addition to this core of 4.
Yep. They've been brilliant. Yep is just a wonderful way of describing this team. I mean, you put a lot of functional parts together. You've added Pasha to the remedy. It's been effective. The issue I have with this team is how well do they do in the modern siege system? With how flexible teams are. Like, just imagine this, Gibby, right? If Outsiders make it, alright, let's say Outsiders right now had to play against a side like BDS or Koi, alright? I'm pretty sure they get smoked. because those teams are so flexible, so experienced, and really high level at what they do. This rigidness just really wouldn't fly.
So those rose-tinted glasses aren't off. They're smashed with it. It's like, see, you're really showing that you think Makers are going to take the win. Joystick looking to tap some toes as he looks through the drone hole, unable to do any real
God,
damage
he's
onto Quake. Let's be real. Probably isn't going to get that kill anyway. Just might tap him away and cause some problems later inside the round. Shepard peeking under the door as well, as it looks like Outsiders are trying to get a little bit sneaky with some work in the early stages.
Camera goes in and instantly destroyed, but I think they should be able to get this one to work. This
Ooh. Nope. But that one, yes.
Yep. They're going to get the ace. It works, but you can't get in from this one. So a lot of bodies stacked up from an
It's
access
old
point,
metas,
but,
really.
not an access point. And the problem with this is you've got a player on rafters as well, and that's the issue. If you don't clear them, if you don't do anything about Always, who can realistically stay here for a very prolonged stage of time, because the impact trick's on the land, isn't it? It is. That's enough to get Monty in crouch, though. Oh, he can't just fit. He can't just fit. That's unfortunate.
Now the thing is, they have the operators in place.
Oh,
to clear.
hello.
What?
Hello.
I was just saying they had the operators.
How do you lose that?
Why
Right
are you
on cue.
utility? You've got a Pora 308. Send some rounds down range. Crack open Always skull.
What?
Control, walk that Monty on up, and now you got to feel that Outsiders feeling a little bit of pressure. Joystick, off you go on the flank. See if you can cause a bit of chaos.
Yeah, and now you've enabled Thermite to get the breach because you've got
Oil pit,
Raptors
Gibby.
control.
He's going oil pitter blue. Off he goes. He's on a little bit of a wander.
Well, he's doing a bit of droning, working out what's going on. Dan still on the echo, can be a bit of a problem as he looks to do.
This looks hard.
This one, but there's still 45 seconds to go. Joystick in position for a late flank up through those Astro stairs. Gemini now up on Raptor as well. Joystick does move. Lalo taps him once on the head to give him the advantage, and Pasha looks to return the favor, but he's unable to hit the shots. But look, you don't.
This ain't the Outsiders I saw yesterday.
Up here on the Aqua is going to find that one. Hops on in, but Bandit shuts him down. 4 versus 2, but the case is going down. Shepard runs outside. He's going to be taken down by Gemini. Smokes are going to go off, but the off default plant works here. Pasha finds one, but he's now 1v3. You've got players outside.
And there's a
You've got
Monty.
Monty locking you into position. Well, this is very similar to yesterday.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Right? He's not going to. He's not. Can he? Ooh. The Monty should win this out straight up. Whoa.
There's the leg.
I mean, if you go to this way, if you look to the left, you can catch him, but there's so much pressure from the positions, and look at how much time he's got to work with. It will ascend red stairs. The Monty is giving constant information. Round 1, just like that. Now that Horizon CC, without a doubt, the weakest of the 3 sites teams still go to. And you can make a case that stage can be just as viable. So Makers get themselves that round, and really well read from them to be able to stop Joystick's potential flank, and then of course the Capitao to win that fight onto Rafters. That cracked the round wide open, and that gives them this chance to get themselves level, as once again we'll be attacking the basement. So Outsiders, I wonder, will it be the exact same roam game once again? I think so.
And it
Oh
was,
boy.
Time 1 minute was on the clock. That's when they fell back to site. As you said, they'll probably do something similar this time around. Last time, Makers were forced to try go down main stairs, drop that moto hatch, and plant in the corner of, in the corner of Arsenal. And it didn't really work because Dan was able to swing through dirt. If you want to make that happen, you have to have somebody watching the dirt swing. It's the same way that on defense, if there's players inside dirt, you need to stop that player from making their way down the end of that tunnel. So, adaptation is the key word this time. How will Makers adapt? Because Outsiders, they don't need to change anything.
No. The thing for Makers is they should know, right, okay, so it's a phantom pressure time. Roam,
Oh, we're going straight away. Here we
go.
go.
Aqui is going to be able to get a free.
Does Capcom know?
Absolutely.
He doesn't know. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. He doesn't fucking know.
I saw Aqui walk in that building. This is what Makers need. They've thrown something unique in. Dan got a trade. Well done, Dan. We're level. He was on the cap can, and well, Gibby, They didn't do the tradition. They didn't see a cap cannon go. Say it with me. There's a cap can, and we've
Didn't
lost.
work.
And we've lost Habana as well. Oh, that one hurts.
Yeah, that's
And
gonna
it's a way
hurt.
to
The hatch
really
queen's
have
gone.
An impact on the hatch is gone, as you can use more impacts.
Oh,
But you still have Buck, but you need to really stop the player from being able to throw the impact if you want to.
look
open
at
the
that
hatch.
giant
Shepard
suppressor.
inside blue has that TCSG in his hands. Aqua's going to begin to creep his way down main stairs as well.
Is he
Pass
gonna-
joystick still on the top floor.
Wait.
So it is.
Can they not
He's
just
gonna walk
rush
in the
site?
He's gonna walk in the site, and he's gonna.
Yeah, just
find
walk inside.
Shepard, and it's gonna be an absolute mess, right? Here he is. He's gonna
Doesn't
walk
he-
towards blue, and look who's arriving in blue. Oh, there's Shepard. Hi, told you he's gonna get him. And now this is a problem. Look what they can enter. Ash and the finds one the Pasha, and just like that, outsiders, your rigidity, your repetition, doing the same thing over and over. It's been red, but you've got always, but not for long. Triple for Aqui, left on the joystick. Hall of Famer inside of Siege, and he'll get one.
Ooh.
Needs two more. Down,
Can he
beyond
get
the
him?
Cover. He'll look for a fourth in this round, but he's got the native
Can he
space
get
and
him?
time. What can Joystick do? Ace goes down. He's against the Monty. The Gaio will burn, and Aqui takes a lot of damage. This is certainly winnable, but no. Aqui wants the
Yikes.
fourth, and he gets it. Makers draw themselves level.
Two very good rounds on the bounce, and what did they have in common? A little bit more aggression, and outsiders don't like it.
Yeah.
The fact
This
that
doesn't
Aqua
feel like
got to
a
find enemy
Outsiders
lines before
map
they managed to go
now.
and fall back to sight the way that you normally expect to do when the timer hits, 32 minutes on the clock, ruined that defense.
They gotta do
from
something, man.
outsiders. If you get to sight before the roamers,
Y'all are
do,
Empire.
9 times out of
Fucking
10, you're going to get the win.
SI finalists. Do something, man.
I love it. The Nook. I knew it was going to work. I knew it. Before Aqui walked in, I was going to say, they need to play someone.
Aqui's on a
stop
fucking
rotation
tear,
when
7-3-1.
this top floor drop off happens. So I was going to say, send someone in strip club, send them in by pool table, and just say, when outsiders fall back, nah, you're not going to do that. And it worked out a little bit different. Walks on in, you lose your Havana to that unfortunate captain trap, but then the round was won. Aqui's going to walk down. All he has to do is win his ones and Gibby. Gibby.
Doing a cash.
Look at it. You see what
Let's
I'm
hold
saying?
it, are they?
You see it?
It's gonna
Is there
run
another
all
default
over it.
cash hold?
You've got the glass. You've
They're
got Monty,
going in jacuzzi.
Oh, there's a
and
glass.
they're going fast.
A glass and a
Shepard
nook.
is in place with Bandit. Probably
Wow.
will try to ban the trick at some point. They've got a rook on the side.
Ooh.
Dora getting very, very lucky in the early stages as he almost got taken down by a spawn peak. If he falls, your whole plan of attack falls. Now you got to look at things like, you step into that bandit wall, you back into it, the HP's looking pretty low. That could be a problem. Shepard bandit tricking Cornwall.
This is huge, right? So this is
Yeah.
a read from them, actually. They know they open this up consistently. That's part of the rhythm, so he's going to ban the trick it.
Oh.
Hey, it didn't work. But, this is... Oh, I thought it was going to work. I thought he
Wait.
was going to get the second one to land, and it would have been perfect timing. You would have had his committed bandit wires by jacuzzi, but
Wait,
unfortunately now,
that
1-2
did-
hermit. 2 EMPs gone. Little bit.
I don't think
problematic
that
for
worked
makers.
at all.
Begin to change. Don't do it, Pasha. Don't do it. Good. That wouldn't be fair. Have a little bit of mercy on them.
They can't open that.
So we'll
Unless...
try to do this again.
Ooh,
Now Bandit is gone, so they managed to get Shepard to fall back on the other side, so they will open this wall,
Alright.
but now you're left with only one impact EMP left if you want to open that jacuzzi wall now as well. Looking at the setup, Glass still waiting, hasn't really given away
Open
his
the hatch
position
over there at
just yet,
least.
And the longer that Glass
You have it.
can keep the fact that he's in the server.
Oh.
He's gonna go through construction.
Mhm.
So they drop that, they put some pressure. Monty goes logistics, and look who's gonna arrive in construction.
Oh boy, here we go.
Glass,
Oh my!
there's
that
the
was
smoke.
huge. They spoke.
Shepard.
Always gets one, so now it's looking pretty bad. That's
Oh
throws
my
close in the
God.
corner. Joystick always in Pasha. Make it a 5 versus 1. And
Okay,
Glass
maybe-
all alone
maybe
finds
not this
himself
one.
That zoomed in scope could be a little bit of a problem, and it is Shepard swings around.
Maybe
the
not
corner,
this one,
and
boys.
the lead once more has been garnered by the side of outsiders, with 1 round left to go on defense.
I liked it. I like that technology, though. I like them. They deployed. That's some nice. That's an Italian technology just being deployed, right? I'm a fan of it. Didn't work. But you know what? Nor did Ferrari last season. I still support them this one. So I think they have to go back to the drawing board with it. And let's crack into this one. Round 6, you said, final one of the defense, and they stuck this Monty yet again.
They love that Monty, don't they?
Mixed success for them so far. Yeah, look, we struggle sometimes. It's okay. Anyways, with that, you're going to go here. Last time that this round was won by Makers, it came from getting to...
Oh, different lineup. Different
A
lineup.
lot of it had a big impact as well. Was Akwi being able to step in through bar and pick up that...
Let's see, let's see.
This time around, Akwi is playing Iana, so nades, still got the nades in the back pocket, so still maybe going to try to do something similar, but I want to see how Outsiders play the roam game this time around.
Shepherd's on mute now. Pasha was on Wamai, I think,
Win rate for
today.
them on this site so far.
Castle's new.
It's been a problem.
They're gonna hold bar, I think, with the two roamers above.
Strategy begins to get a little bit difficult.
I think so.
Monty in the hands of Dora, what they're going to do is try and directly put pressure on it and force them to rotate earlier. And from Sorry's positioning, I think he's going to be the one drafted in to try and hold this as well as Lolo. So Monty walks in and they'll try and force them to fall back and have people in those cut-off avenues. But it already looks like it's not going to be as significant as their own presence. It's seemingly just joystick alone. And he'll be reasonably close to Dora. And
Okay, so only one.
He might
Maybe
not have a
two
lot of options.
on,
They could spot him out in a drone. Dora's drone's nowhere near
on the first
him.
floor.
You would be able to
Maybe.
trap him. They got this wall open. They could have opened that door and held him, and that would essentially make.
He's gonna get
sense.
droned
They
out.
avoid- He might just detect he's there. Dora, getting worried, and he sees him.
Yeah.
Right. Monty's alive. No, he's dropped, and that should be a pretty good signal. Rome's cleared.
Rome is cleared and nothing really lost for Outsiders as well. Gemini almost
I don't know,
taken down
what-
Joystick as he spotted the
What are
field, but
Outsiders
Joystick
trying to
is
do?
back in behind Generator, a position that we know
What are they
he
trying to
likes
do?
play. So now the question is, what way do Outsiders go from here? They've shown a propensity to push down through main stairs whenever they're attacking the site. Will they do the same again? Well, the
Is
players
Castle on
aren't
first floor?
necessarily in that
No, he's
position
not.
just yet, but there's still a lot of time to go.
What was that castle barricade all about then?
Makers have a decent amount of time to work with. The roam's been completely cleared at this stage. They need to be cautious of the flank presence. But I think for now, good. Your Habana survived. You can get the hatches. You begin to work on the hatch inside the kitchen now. This will be time efficient. This is the problem.
They don't really have too much gadgets to stop the plant other than a single C4. What? I don't know what their plan is here.
Drop that player deep armory and plant with kind of that turtle plant. You're very safe and not risking entering anywhere inside of kitchen. Sorry, to rappel in main stairs window.
They're kind of scrambling all over the place, to be
With
honest.
Monty following just behind as he can now keep an eye on where those are. Look, you can tell that Outsiders know the fact that it is a clone. They're not going to shoot it. They don't want to get distracted. So now Akwi has those drop on and giving away the audio cue that is there. The shotgun gets ready to peek. Spots out Joystick, gets the kill on the Joystick, and we don't get the shotgun swing. So Akwi gets one for free. Turns his attention now towards AKs this time as he looks down through that long corridor. Still, there's a shotgun playing close to the door.
I don't see this happening, honestly.
Shotgun player to move just a little bit further back,
Unless
but
they win all the
20 seconds push,
gunfights,
and Outsiders love
20
this
seconds.
situation.
Monty should go down the hatch now with the smoke covers.
Yep.
Backs themselves into this corner, and Dan's going to be able to get one. He was the
Taking
hero
plants.
previously, but is the cover good enough? Akwi Lolo find one, but Dora caught out. 5 seconds, and Shepherd's all alone. The case, though, not going down. Outsiders win it.
What?
Makers, you pull the Cloud9. It's a goo mine. No.
A goo mine on default plant from the hatch wins the round. So not for the first time between these two sides, we see a bit of utility winning the round
What?
at the end. It went from the Capital Bolt yesterday stopping the case from being diffused to a goo mine stopping the case from going down. Outsiders, very, very clever, but very, very lucky at the same time because Buck went for that default plant and it did not pay off.
Head in my
What?
hands moment for me there. Goo mine, Gibby. You don't see that as a plant denial very, very often. Round, it was pretty good from the side of Makers. I think, you know, unfortunate Dora got
Hey,
caught out on B3. If that case goes down, you'd imagine that's pretty easy to win. I mean, actually, no, it was against Shepherd, so probably not actually. Not
Not
that
easy anyway.
Alright, sure.
Shepherd is kind of just the final boss of Siege, and you don't want to mess with him in a 1vx. But 4-2 split, not bad, not great, not terrible for Makers. Kind of a neutral standing. You would have liked to be level. They should have been level realistically. Unfortunately, the Goo Mine caught them out. But outside,
Goo Mine, fucking hell.
Routine, systematic, going through it. It's been very, very. Well,
Ooh, nice throw.
It's been their DNA so far.
Well, they like to play the old style of Siege, and you know, speaking of old style of Siege, they take a 4-2 split on defense as well. How much more old-fashioned can you get? Now, you got to wonder, can they build from here? You've got your 4-2 lead. You need now to win 3 rounds on attack, or else we're going to overtime. Now, you spoke about Shepherd being the final boss. Whenever I spoke to Dora and I asked him for the one player that he looks up to in Siege, the player that he admires the most, Shepherd is the player he name dropped.
Ooh.
That nade's perfect.
Ooh.
Perfect. Perfect.
That was great. I liked it. I like that one, but I like that one. I'm sorry.
I don't like that though.
That's not so perfect from Joystick. Good opening pick, good nade. Good
Joystick's a
throw.
bit sloppy today, isn't he?
Position, but Shepherd will find sorry and makes him, well, apologize for his transgressions. Akwi, though,
The trades though, I like
always.
this.
This is a problem. Outsiders deciding this might not be worth
Ooh.
it, but Pasha gets on Akwi. Oh, Dora.
Ooh.
TCSG is a very scary weapon.
It's a hard gun.
We'll
It's
see
a
where
hard
those
gun.
slugs connect,
It
however,
happens. It
and
happens.
Makers, a retreat is in order. Fall back, damage done. 3 versus 2.
Still
winnable.
doable. Yeah, still doable.
Like that was the case. You get that kill on the Shepherd, you stall out outsiders even more as they're forced to go back to the balcony to get it. But
They have a lot of options
13 seconds
to
go.
push.
Outsiders have the
Because they have
numbers.
Himano and
Not the case. You've got Pasha, Dan,
and the
Shepherd.
Thermite.
Pretty, you know,
Plus a
3
buck.
players that I would
Good
love
for
to have
verticality, I
myself
guess.
in
1
the
minute
style if I want to
left.
go ahead and win this round from here. So with 55 to go, now they go and do their default work. Get those hatches open. Give Makers the illusion that you can push the site from any direction. Gemini lucky with his timing that Pasha didn't swing. And now Pasha making his way down. He's got main control.
He's a gunner.
The hatches open. 40 seconds
And
to
what's
go.
that Type 89? He's gonna shred.
Wow. 2 C4s for Makers. Dirt Tunnel's got a Goyo on it, so that late rotation not necessarily possible. One of those 2 potential
C4 miss.
game-changing C4s.
One left
Now
though.
null and void. They spot the player in Moto and
Ooh.
Gemini nearly catches.
Yikes.
Catches them napping. Dora will creep around shorts, and he's not.
Aw.
gonna get that one. It's gonna be a
The
tricky
gun.
one indeed. Shepherd should
It's
stick
the
this one.
gun.
Pasha gets that confirmation, and well, it was down to Pasha. He really broke the serve on that game of trades. Shepherd survives the beating of TCSG in the balcony. Could have been a different story, but outsiders showing their mastery on Clubhouse, getting themselves a 5-2 advantage.
Still feels a bit sloppy though.
Outsiders looking
Just
pretty.
saying.
Now you win your first round on attack.
Yeah,
and now
timeouts.
you just need to win 2 more before Makers can manage to win 5 the other way. So things looking good for outsiders on their map choice. Look at Makers though. No matter how good the scoreline looks for outsiders, Akwe is having himself a game. He is going
Yep.
11-5 as it stands right now.
He's
Passion
having
the
one
closest
heck of a
on
game.
the outsider side, going 9-3.
Good day in the office for Akwi. Not being the best for Makers in all combined. A few changes need to be made. Timeout called for a reason, Gibby. I think they need to try and predict a little bit better what outsiders are going to do. I mean, they're going to do the same thing time and time again. Realistically, the strategies aren't going to change. I'd expect them to not go to the same side again, which they won't, because that was pretty brutal. Gym Bedroom, one of the stronger sites.
They can adapt to this
Will
pretty easily, I
outsiders
bet.
clear the entirety of CC
It's
and
pretty
cash?
defaulty
If they
strats.
do,
That's what they're
will that
doing.
section of map control be an
Outsiders.
open bloodbath once again, because outsiders, those early engagements, that's where they're so good in the offense. That's when they do their damage. They get trades. They don't let anything happen for free. The Makers really felt that kind of that wrath last round.
When outsiders looked very good yesterday was whenever they played with a little bit more tempo, a little bit more pace, and on that round on attack, they upped it significantly. There was 1 minute and 30 seconds left on the clock when they were in a, 4v2, 3v2? Like, they got the numbers whittled down very, very early, and it's something that Outsiders, whenever they show a bit of confidence, when they show that they can up the tempo, it really works against a side like Makers. So, once again, look at the way they've set up. If you open up that con wall, you trap the players that are playing over by CCTV cache. That's why that area of the map is so important. Once you get con wall open, you turn your attention to Jacuzzi, and all of a sudden, those defenders have to pick and choose their move to fall back at the perfect time. And we're going to see that Windjammer stop that wall, that window from being opened, and that's another part of this construction defense.
That's very clever.
So that's going to slow it down a little bit. All the windows bar for Jim itself have been muted, meaning you've got to get a little bit closer.
You can get one.
Remember what operator Makers banned, Gibby? Was Sledge.
The perfect counter for Castle. Yeah. They studied a lot for this.
A second Selma opens up that con single wall, and a very expansive take so far.
I feel like they can take this back, honestly. Mamekers. They can come back.
Bring the Ace and the Thermite over, so the Bandit can't trick both these walls at the exact same time. Lolo forced to fall back, and they're going to get the breach open on that side. So now you push on over.
Ooh, you got the trade? How'd you do that?
So it's a 4 versus 4.
What?
Now you've opened up that rafter side. You've opened up.
How did you trade that?
CCTV breach. And now you can
Holy
really
shit.
work to force them back. But Akwi ain't stepping back yet. And with the fact that he's going 11 and 5, he's feeling confident. Is he going to make it work?
Oh.
Sorry, tried to rotate down late and joystick. Smelt that coming.
I mean, you can see, you can just feel this is Outsiders map, but the way they understand rotations, the way they're moving. Asha? Okay, so I keep forgetting. Yes, don't catch them. I've been playing the game so long, they used, like, when Habana came out, they used to. My bad about that one. But, I mean, so, Makers, they're falling victim, right? Joystick catches, reads that rotation, gets that pick, and this is going to be what I was talking about. This is Outsiders. It's a full clear.
cache,
it's
yeah.
the script of what they do.
Full
That castle
clears.
barrier still intact in construction means that they can't hold anyone inside of logistics, and 45 seconds left to work. So, yes, the player down, but Makers are not necessarily in the worst position. Joystick, though, will push deep, gets a nade ready, and he's going to send it deep towards Bathroom. No, send it straight to Gemini! Direct postal delivery from Joystick!
Holy shit.
And that's going to be a 2 versus 4.
I forgot this guy was Joystick.
Problem. Akwi will swing wide and get woken up rudely by Pasha, who's right beside
And
him.
he knows where he is, but oh, look at that shot.
Versus 1. And both
Nice shot.
Outsiders seemingly spread
Might want to reload though.
Shepherd
Reload, please.
was the case. Shotgun ready, and he
Oh.
two Outsiders on match point.
He could have won
Really
that.
well played in the 2v1, though. They timed the swing perfectly together.
Oh, I knew where he was.
Dora, yes, you lose one player, but you win the round. And well, Dora's first kills of the day were almost telling ones had he managed to pick up that last one in the 1 versus 3. But Outsiders find themselves on match point now, and this has been a completely different story on Clubhouse than what we saw in Chalet. And even more scary than that, Whippet, it's almost as if we're following the script to yesterday's game. Exactly the same, only we're not going to the bank for that last trip. We're going to Cafe.
We go to Cafe. I don't know how to feel about that. You know what? Confidence.
Cafe, eh?
Italian side. I'm backing them. They'll take Cafe. Trust me on that one. I've got complete faith. Right? I like what Makers do. I like the style. I think Club is a little bit of a poor choice to go to. Yes, they have their own auto ban, so this is going to make it through. They know Outsiders have a small map pool. They know
For a
this.
map
They're
like
very
Cafe,
they're aware of it. They exploit
lots of
that.
vertical
Shall
play,
yet again this series.
you know,
Clubhouse,
third
this is
floor and all
gonna
that.
make Outsiders the core of this roster, know it inside and out. We've seen how they play.
You gotta take a lot of ground to make anything work, honestly. I'd say Outsiders might have an edge on that, honestly.
In my humble opinion, and Outsiders have been very much in control here on Club.
I feel like Outsiders would take Cafe if they win this one.
Breakpoint this momentum now.
Just saying.
The confidence that you showed a little bit earlier on Makers to do this in 2, winning now at this point.
Listen, I'm so confident, Gibby. Nothing's going to change about that. I'm confident. I'm backing them. You know, maybe I was a little bit overzealous to say they'll take Club from Outsiders. But 2-1's not out of the question.
Well, it's still
Open
definitely
stuff
there,
up
but
right
if they
away.
follow the same script as yesterday, Outsiders would win it 2-1.
Man, I feel like
They've
MKers
got
can do this
Jacuzzi
though.
wall open inside the first 45 seconds. They've also removed a couple of those castles
Like
from
they
the
are
windows as well,
winning,
making it
Outsiders,
a
but
little bit more difficult for the Makers
I don't know.
defenders as
It feels
Dora's
a bit
now forced
sloppy.
to stay behind these barbells to just protect himself for a little while. Pasha dancing between the two windows, showing him that he's got his aim on point. You know, just hoping.
Hey, and a drone.
I was just waiting for you to say it. I
I
saw the
haven't
drone
seen it.
and I
It's been a
knew
good
it.
EU call. It's been a good EU call. Some nice solid EU drones. Thrown and you know, nice NA drone. You got to get one every single event we work. But for Makers, they're going to feel a little bit of pressure. And look down below, joysticks lurking. That's going to be a problem to deal with later. Logi hatch open. Gemini is very cautious. And joystick, he might smell a rat.
Ooh.
Tell you what though, always smells a frag and gets it. Gemini first of all. And Makers now on the back foot very early.
Oh, I didn't know there's a drone there.
Logi hatch, but it might just be a little bit too much.
Yeah, Dora takes the position that Gemini was playing on, but now with that main jacuzzi breach still open,
That was a
he's got
breach.
himself a bit of a problem situation. Always now will remove his position. Sorry, looking to catch out joysticks as those two look to go head to head once more down inside the basement. But Sorry will now make his way back up on top of the situation. Lolo took a chunk of damage from that DMR as you hear Dan tapping away. But Outsiders, they're looking to do this now. Always is going to find the kill onto Aqua.
Nades are still a bit.
Suddenly it's a 5 versus 3. You've opened up bathroom. Outsiders are looking good to take map 2.
Two players stacked on main, and Sorry
Ow.
to get one. He needed that one. He needed that lifeline. Joystick. He'll try and
Oh.
roll his way up. Pasha is close to the shotgun. It goes
Ooh.
brawling. Dora gets one. Lolo a second.
I told ya.
Hold on. 19 seconds. Lolo
Ooh.
rotates to Jim, and he has information. He knows they're inside a bathroom, but always finds a third. Lolo.
Look to the right.
Alone, off
To the
hero
right.
for his team, but he'll wait. He'll be patient.
Ah.
Be patient. Shepard calls him down, and we're going to map 3, Gibby.
So I know
Bit too
what
patient.
he was doing there. Lolo was waiting to see that case going down, and he was going to fire the bullets as we hit 000. But he got spotted. He got taken down, and Outsiders managed to win map 2. We're going to a third map. We're going to Cafe. It's been a enthralling series so far. I can't wait.
Club was just too much. Club was too much for them to break down, Gibby. Listen, I was confident in Makers. They looked brilliant on Chalet, but we're following a very similar script to yesterday. The one thing that's different is the third and final map in this series, and that's going to be Cafe.
It is going to be Cafe.
Cafe, eh? Let me take a look at the
The quicker we
stats.
get back to the desk, the quicker we get back into the game. So we're going to hop into a break, and then Ginny, Ollie, and Demo will take you through the last one.
Hang on, let me go look at this. How do I take a look? Tugwin's Cafe. Bang. Can I take a look at Outsiders first? Never mind. Emkers. Emkers. Oh, these are this is the academy. Oh, I didn't even know this. Okay. Is there a show all statistics? Logo. Statistics. No, I don't want an earning chart. Results, maybe? No maps. Played matches. So you can't... Nah. Head to head? Red is banned. Head-to-head history. Cafe? Is this how you do this? Math Cafe, Dostoevsky. Do you wanna? Oh, this is 2020. Oh, this is my birthday. Look at that. Challenger League against Eminem Academy. 7-4 win. Okay. They won it against TT9. I don't know where these guys are. One against Wild. Not bad on it. Actually, really good. Huh. Okay, let's go ahead and... Wait, can I take a look at Outsiders, that is? No, I cannot. They're pretty good, honestly, though, on Cafe. This will be interesting. Alright. Aqua again, 12-7. Cost 78. God damn. Alright, well, honestly, while I'm waiting for this to start up again, I'm gonna quickly go ahead and play just a little bit of Siege. Once it starts up, I'm gonna go ahead and get it done. Plus I gotta warm up too, right?
Eliminate all of the terrorists.
You just... Game feels much smoother when I'm streaming on YouTube. It really does. Oh man.
Enemies remaining. Op 4 neutralized.
Not the usual gear that I'm used to, I guess. Yikes. Shots are a bit off there. Try and crack my knuckles.
Eliminate all of the terrorists.
So I feel like the monitor's a bit down. There's another one. Oh. Whoa. I'm multitasking here. Man, Cafe's a map that I honestly kinda suck at. Guess we'll see.
Three hostiles remaining.
Oh.
Op 4 eliminated.
Alright. I wonder if Team Secret's gonna stack up against them though. Honestly, I don't know. I really honestly don't know.
Eliminate all hostiles.
God, my nose is running. Slow her down just a slight bit. Actually, maybe not that much. I guess that's good. Come on, you didn't die. How'd they go? There you are. Okay. Whoa. See ya. I didn't see ya. Hang on, maybe I'll do a one more bring this up. It says it's starting in 10 seconds. Guess I'll believe it.
Op 4 eliminated.
Alright. Slow it down just slightly. Yeah, kind of like, actually. Kind of like that. Alright, here we go. They're starting. Oh god.
Changing. I still think Makers have it in them.
Yeah, well, I think the community vote in every single game Outsiders have played so far has been in their favor, but this is it, the best of 3.
Alright.
Because the best of
Cafe,
1, we're
man,
going to
it's-
Cafe. This is one of Outsiders' strongest maps. You're going for Makers. I'm on the fence on this one. I think that this could go
No,
either
you're
way.
picking a side. You're picking a side. Not letting you do a demo. You're picking a side.
I'm not too, well, do you know what? As much as I really want Makers to win this one, I think
Oh, don't
Cafe
do
for
this to me.
Outsiders is the one. And Ying is going to be the first ban as well. But look, it gives a little bit of balance as well. It means one of us is right and one of us is wrong.
That's true. You've agreed with me too much this weekend.
Too much.
So this does kind of restore the balance just a little bit. Makers, we saw them ban out the sledge. They done it on club. They've done it on cafe. Way. What
It's
does
a pretty
this really
no-brainer
mean?
ban, honestly.
I mean, it's going to probably mean
Sledge.
they're going to bring a lot of castle. It's going to force a different approach to that soft destruction. And if with the default bans kind of towards the defense side, I'll say imagine an Azami will be very popular in this one. Oh, what a shock! There she is.
That leaves the last one up to choice. On a map like Cafe, Valk can be a pretty popular ban at times. Didn't take Outsiders too long to make their minds up whatsoever. And the final ban will actually be Mira. It's a ban that I like as well. I think Valk being in play, though, is a massive boon for these defenders. And Outsiders will be the first team to take a shot at defending. And we're going to Bar Cocktail. No surprises whatsoever. And, well, Pasha, humming and hang, deciding who to pick, and it is going to be that Valk. And as I said, on a map like Cafe, where you can get so much intel off of well-placed cams, I'm pretty happy with that one.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that he's going to be on the Valkyrie. I mean, Outsiders, they have used Valkyrie very, very
Let's
effectively,
see.
especially on Clubhouse. With the
For a
amount
team like
of
Outsiders,
defenders that are
they're-
gonna have
I
that
think they'll be pretty
massive
good
impact. You have Azami, you've got
on
Mira,
Cafe, but
Cage.
Memkers has been
You know, she's
also
gonna slip you
pretty
eventually on a
damn
map like
good.
this, it can be very problematic. You think about if you're pushing in piano, look at that floor. That's all soft. Valkyrie
We'll
down
see what
below
happens.
mining can be absolutely catastrophic. All of main bar, all of new hatch, all of heaven, all of cocktail.
I think after this one
it's gonna
ends,
be
I'm
a
just gonna go ahead and
potential
play
C4
some
hazard for the
Siege
side of
for
Makers,
myself.
and they're not likely going to bring that IQ. Actually, outbought that IQ. Aqui, the 6 pick away from that. From the Ash, brings IQ, locks it in, and they'll be able to spot out these cameras a little bit easier and make kind of a little
That's
bit
a-
of peace of mind knowing
actually,
that
that's a pretty
IQ
good
is where the
camera.
information is coming from.
When you think of it,
Yeah, and there's two main types of attacks that Makers can go for here as well when you're going. You can go for your standard hatch drop technique, or you can try take control of Cocktail side. Now, with Ying being banned, it makes the Cocktail push just a little bit more difficult than it would be in normal situations, but we'll still see how they work. The fact that there's a Flores tells me they're going to look to clear all of the utility that's on that piano side. Now, they've got a Frost, you got to be careful, you can't step into those pog mats, and now Flores is going to get to work.
Flores will be able to clear an absolute tremendous amount of utility with these drones. He'll open up, and what he's going to basically do is he's going to open up this angle just beside that rotate. I call that Krajeka, and it's just going to mean it's going to be a little bit more exposed. If you want to take that rotate, you don't have that safety. And he'll continue to work away and clear utility from that position, dropping these drones down the skylight and just clearing what he can. There's a second drone, for example, and it didn't actually
Oh,
get
didn't
destroyed.
show.
He manages to get it all the way inside a piano. And he's going to get it deep to that shield. It's going to detonate, and Pixel's going to be left a little bit more vulnerable from it. So a good use. 2 out of 2 on those terrors so far.
look at that.
Yeah, and Dora's going to step on
Whoa.
over and get rid of that Frost mat, as well as they take control of Cigar Shop. So, as they're getting the pieces in place to make an execute happen, but with the player playing by Pixel, you still need to clear them from that scenario. And IQ
You know he's there.
coming into play will be a massive help with the fact that you've still got Valk on the side. Joystick playing below, Aqui will begin getting rid of all that utility. Oh, the minute and 19 seconds left to go. They're working
Joystick,
through
he's
that
trying to go
checklist
for a
very
flank here.
effectively, but they're yet to find that opening pick.
Every single box from that checklist are going through it. The commute jammers are going to cause a bit of a problem. Their terror drone will open up trash wall and give them an avenue of success. Now,
Man,
five
always
players
just
remain
holding
for
on.
teams, and again, they still have a massive threat of Valkyrie down below with that potential C4. Actually, that C4 has already been used, so threat neutralized. So Wamai's will run away and pull these magnets in, but Wamai gets blinded in the process.
Oh.
Those swings wide and saves his teammate's life. Gemini gets sacrificed to that one. Joystick, he's flanked up red, and he'll be able to find
Oh,
a 3v
no.
or 2. Make it just one. Has always got
Yep.
another one. And Lolo down and finished off by down by stage, leaving it all down to the Flores, who's been kind of just enjoying driving around his RC cars on the roof. Opening round will go for Outsiders, and for Makers, I was expecting a little bit more explosivity from them.
Look at
A
that
little
shot.
bit more aggression, a little bit more passion. Ultimately, it was a very concise, controlled round from Outsiders. Never looked worried, never looked panicked, never looked pressured, and they got the opening.
Flawless, clinical, clean, well done Outsiders on a very good first round. Joystick, the flank was perfectly timed. The swing into bathroom to help your teammate playing on Pixel, once again, perfectly timed, shutting down Makers as they look to push in from Cigar Shop and Piano. So now we move on to the second round, and it's going to be a reading room defense, reading room library defense, where vertical control again becomes pretty important thing. Something else to point out, the rotate into laundry. Don't do what I did by mistake very recently and reinforce that double wall. I figured I would get that in there before you do.
You knew. The moment we went to the site, I was going to cue that one up. So anyone who's not seen it, Gibby reinforced the laundry
Man,
wall,
look at that.
double it up. He was.
I was asleep.
You were.
I
you
need
were
to wake up.
confused. Dude, Gibby, you know what? Do us all a favor. Wake up.
TCSG.
It's been a while. But I mean, for Outsiders, this is going to be a very important round again.
What is he doing?
Because Makers, will they come with an extra bit of aggression, or will it be another through the checklist style of play, which I don't think will work out in their favor? The Amaru has been grabbed by Gemini, and that will likely indicate somewhat of a fast entry, either just to get to the roof early, or to try and get in one of these windows, and it will be stage window. Frost isn't in play, so he'll be safe, and he's just waiting for information from the rest of his team before he pulls the trigger. As he's got Akli on rappel to try and hold
Is he gonna go for it?
Frost by pallets and white stairs, meaning the player on
I've seen
Pixel
Bolo do
isn't
this.
safe to rotate away, and that's going to be Shepard, who will detect someone close by AC unit, and
Here we go.
Lion Scan goes out, Amaru goes in. Do you know the player's in by Pixel? Well, it'll be very important to know. So
Oh, he
that
probably
always
knows
might be
this.
up by the opening pick, and
Wait.
poor droning from Makers.
Oh, brilliant by all.
Where's the
means, though. He gets
drones?
himself a 2-piece.
Excuse me?
Doesn't get a third, though. Dora will shut him down as he gets himself back into Cigar Shop, but a lot of damage done.
Where's
in
the drone
early stages
work?
Here by Outsiders. They've
Yikes.
still got a massive amount of vertical control. A C4 is going to be throwing it up, and it's going to pop, not taking anybody with it this time around. But now, Makers, can you pick up that extra pick to get the sides level again? Pasha's in a very good position, but misses the shots, and very smartly falls back towards pallets again. No need to risk a second peek on that one. You've got the numbers. Don't give Makers anything to work on.
Yeah, Makers are going to find themselves in a very difficult position. A little bit of damage done to Dan through that wooden barricade. They're aware of the player inside of pillars or inside of pallets. It's going to be a very good pick on the
Nice.
Pasha. Gets us that 3 versus 3. That coveted equalizer that you were talking about. They needed that one desperately. They have all the information they need. All members of Outsiders now dropped down to the main floor. How will they decide to retake this one? Will they go for a retake? Sorry. Shoes open up floor. Tries to force his power positions out of ease of access.
Well, Joystick
This
is
is
dropped all
definitely
the way
doable
down to
still.
bottom white, and that gives him options because he can, at some point, decide to push up through brown and flank the players pushing in the main door, or, as I said, he can just move up through white again a little bit later in the round. Lolo trying to find a pick to put them in a 3 versus 2 as now they open the wall, but Dan wraps his way around. He'll take out Dora, and now all of a sudden,
This
Favor
looks a bit
swings back on the
hard.
side of Outsiders.
20 seconds advantage, Outsiders, 3 versus 2. Vertical, controlled by Sorry. And I don't think they know where Joystick is yet. And Lolo's rotated a long way around, tries to get himself instead of mining, but you don't have time to do that. You've got to vault on in. And oh, that Goyo is dangerously close. He'll try to stick it, but he falls off to try and catch anyone gets aggressive. He spots the player in laundry.
Oh my
He's
God.
just perfectly timed to avoid the fire and the flame. Teammate will drop deep in laundry. Lolo, you're running out of time. He relocates to the secondary plant location, and now he'll try and stick it. 10 seconds, and Sorry needs the cover. The TCSG of Shepard swings wide, but he loses that one. But Joystick pops up from Brown, and the time that will do all the rest of the talking. The blue seat will stop him dead in his tracks. Another round for Makers. Outsiders, I should say. Outsiders have slowed this game to an absolute snail's pace, and you can feel the Makers aren't comfortable.
It's not working for them at all. Makers tried to up the pace that time around. They brought the Amaru, but they were not able to deal with, I think it was always playing in that position by Pixel, picking himself a kill onto Amaru.
Playstyle wise,
And
this
from that
definitely
point on,
suits.
Makers are in a little
This is the
bit of trouble
originals.
because you lose Lion,
The
you
OGs.
lose the ability to hit that pause button on the defensive movements. So we're seeing the members of Outsiders take us from floor to floor. We're going down to basement this time around. Mira not being in play means that, you know, changes up a little bit the way that you'll play inside of prep. But all in all, it's working the way that Outsiders want it to do. They want to slow the pace down. They want to force Makers to attempt to execute inside the last, 30 or so seconds. And this is another site where, even though the meta of Siege has changed significantly over the last couple of years, it's still a site where I find most of the executes happen pretty late on.
Yeah, it's a site that requires you to clear and repair a lot of utility, a lot of space, a lot of mapping to get taken for this. And I'm really worried, right? I expected Makers to be way more aggressive, way more keen to take map control early and not play into this very old school style of play that's going to get established from Outsiders. They've got to rotate here on red stairs to give them complete fluidity across this bottom floor. Very well set up from them. And for Makers, this will be a difficult one to solve. Down in VIP will be the first part of that puzzle they need to clear.
Yeah, you gotta take control in and around Whiskey, especially with that rotate that is around red. Dora will just
Going
open
for
up
first
that
floor
side wall in the bottom of
push, I
garage as he
believe.
looks to push to bottom white, and
Is
they
he?
spot out the fact that there is a BP. So even though you have a player playing
Oh.
inside of VIP, you know that he can keep an eye on what's going on behind him. So sorry,
They
look
love
to lock him
glass,
into
don't they?
position. And while all that was going on, they went and reinforced, barricaded up the door again because they've realized all of the Makers' pressure is coming on the opposite side of the map.
Very, very slow. This is scary. This is concerning for Makers.
Very.
Sends
Ooh.
deployed to give some cover. One lob deep. There's Dan. He's the warden. He can
Yep.
see through that smoke you use for cover. Once it all.
Aww.
Okay. Right, Makers. I have a feeling a timeout might be called after this round. Left now in a 2 versus 5. You've got no real avenue to sight, and you've got a smoke choking out your push from white. Lolo will try and creep his way to VIP and coat check, but the likelihood is he won't last too long. One player in coat, one in VIP. He has information on this fight. He takes it, wins
Nice.
it. There's a Frost in play. There's no way he's going to vault on in and not check that. What do you reckon? Odds on, if he wins this fight against the Warden, he sees the elbow, sees a little bit of
Ooh.
damage on the Dan, and he's going to be at his teammate to finish that off. One player behind bar. Do they know? Well, they certainly do now. Always find
they won
someone.
that.
Lolo, left alone. He knows the mute or knows. Frostmont's there, but he can't do anything. Joystick has the angle, watches it deep, and 3 reasonably easy rounds for Outsiders. Red flags flashing for Makers.
Yeah, well, he knew where the frost mat was, but Joystick knew where he was, and Outsiders coming out of the traps, flying on the third map, and well, Mystic Whip it at it. There is the timeout from Makers. You've gone 3-0 down. You've not even looked close to winning a round yet, and Outsiders are starting to look like the well-oiled machine they can be in the third map, and it really does have that feeling of history from yesterday repeating itself.
It does. This is a very difficult position for Makers. So, a flawless site rotation from the side of Outsiders. They likely won't change too much. How will Makers adapt? That's the question that you need to be asking. And they really don't need... It's not really so much how will they adapt. How will they start playing? Because they've not really been the side that we've seen. This is a very difficult situation for them. And it's a problem because Outsiders have slowed this game down. There's
they slowed it
explosive moments. There's no
hecking
explosions,
down
chaos,
already.
fire, flame, everything happening at once, and that's what Makers love. It's been very regimented. Go through the checklist.
I can see why they like
That's
Chalet
the
now.
style of Siege Outsiders absolutely love.
And Outsiders keep getting multi-kills, punches and bunches. You think of always getting the double inside a pixel. You look at that round and you lose 2 of your attackers as they try to push on in, 1 to the C4.
Because I guess
one to
Chalet
the one who's playing
isn't,
inside
a
the
map
VIP.
that you can
It really
rely on
Makers'
default
attempt to,
strats, because
plan for the round when you're losing
it
multiple
is
players
it's
in
a
the
small
blink of
map
an eye.
and all that.
You have a lot of time to adapt after that point. You have a lot of time to adjust because these things are happening
You
early
can
on.
flank easily and all that.
whenever you're that down bad on the number side of things, it's just really hard to bounce back. You need a player to pop off and have an impact. So, we go back to the top floor. You look at the lineup again. Sorry,
Whereas a map like this, Clubhouse and Cafe, a pretty large map, I guess, with
kind of got caught out on the roof
you
while
know, a
all his
bit.
teammates were falling inside of Piano.
Yep.
And could have stopped the flank of
Yep.
Joystick had he been watching red instead of still using those Rotero drones to get rid of utility.
You could put it under.
Pasha decides to relocate that camera completely, just for it to be instantly identified by IQ. So you're right, yeah. Sorry, you definitely was in a very kind of isolated, on an island situation, no real access, and the team died around him. He'll do a very similar thing again, right? He'll drop these one by one, but here's a change. There's a Maestro. So you're going to drop this, and guess what's going to stop it? Maestro.
Never mind.
Maybe not. You gotta hit those. He's playing like 4D chess with these, right? He's trying to navigate a maze. He's opening up trash walls, so
That's some
done
nice
his
driving
player.
from him.
IQ's
Already in.
inside of shop, looking for utility, looking for those Valkyrie cameras. And this is better for Makers. This is way more direct. This is way more direct. Applying pressure early. They
He
need
doesn't
to
know.
get this and convert this pressure into a pick.
Oh.
As they slowly kill their utility with the Flores. This is a
Just
small
shoot it.
round, but they need to make sure they
Oh.
are absolutely pinpoint on holding onto their flank.
More pace, more tempo, better so far from Makers, and now we're going to see explosive utility potentially traded each way. But Gemini, luckily, is not going to get taken down. Removes the mute from inside a bathroom, meaning that you can open that up now, which is exactly what they're going to do.
They're pushing it pretty
you
well.
Force the outsiders players inside. Yeah, beautiful,
There he goes.
beautiful trick. Little bit too slow.
Oh, this is frustrating. This is frustrating for Makers, right? This is a slugfest game. This is difficult for them right now. This is
Outsiders
This
love
is
this.
testing their coordination.
The
Everything's
old
getting
style.
rushed right now. The Dokkaebi call goes out. That will force people off cameras, and they try to creep themselves inside a freezer. Always gets one,
Okay,
gets
it's a
themselves
trade.
traded, but Joystick
Another
pops up and
trade.
gets Zachary. Advantage now at Outsiders. 4 versus 3. 4 versus 2.
Never
Shepard down,
face
down,
Shepard
gets
with
one more.
that
Makers
gun.
absolutely dragged into the deep end. No way out. No life preserver for them this time. They're getting drowned, and Joystick gets that final confirmation. 4 rounds in a row.
God, they're so good.
It's not looking good. The timeout having no impact whatsoever. And Outsiders cruising ahead. 4-0 is the score. And
This is their
Makers,
map.
The team
This
from
is their
Italy,
map.
the team that have been to SI before, your hopes are looking a little bit worse. You know, you had your hands on that final matchup, and the fingers have been pried off one by one by these legends of Siege, and they are forcing Makers to play their style. Now, here is the kicker. Makers win these next 2 rounds on attack, suddenly you think things don't look too bad. You go into the split with a 4-2 half. But I'm sorry, if it's going to be anything along the lines of 5-1 or 6-0, it's over. I can't see Makers managing the claw this one all the way back, because Outsiders are playing their style of Siege perfectly right now.
I'm beginning to feel a little bit like Caliber Jacob. Every time I predict a team to win, they seemingly begin to lose. I don't think that's not. I guess I won't
With
predict
great
anything
power.
for SI.
With great power comes great
I
responsibility.
know the caster curse is strong, but for Outsiders, they have played
The
this
caster
absolutely
curse.
perfect. I'm gonna try and find my rose-tinted goggles somewhere, put them back on. But this has been a game where the map has benefited them. The way Makers are playing has benefited and went all towards Outsiders. It's been slow, it's been methodical, it's been going down the checklist. Every single round has been like that. And Makers, they can't find a way to explode. They can't flood site, because every time they do, they haven't went through their checklist. They haven't cleared key bits of utility, key areas. And this is very difficult for them. This is going to be a mentally fatiguing
That's a
game.
lot of
They've already
gadgets.
played 2 high-pressure maps against this opposition, and they played 2 or 3 maps against them yesterday. So you're really starting to feel that fatigue,
Ooh,
that pressure.
bulletproof.
What can they do?
Yep.
Yeah, this BP
Oh, there's
is
another
in a
one, though.
perfect position as well for feeding information on piano. So once you see that player rappel on in, you can take advantage. Now, always gets taken down by the lion inside Cigar Shop. So at this point, Wamai is pinned down. This is a big opportunity. I like the move from Gemini, but now there's some cover coming in from Freezer as well. Gemini does get the kill, swings around, gets second. Almost gets a third whip it, but with a minute and 40, Akwe hanging on to the window, manages to get the kill.
Okay.
Outsiders suddenly are being forced to play Maker's game all of a sudden, and there is signs of life, and I'm all for it.
That's all they needed. They needed one round to go their way. They needed someone to find anything, and it was Gemini. He'll get one
He's
more.
insane.
3 in the round, and look who's alone. Shepard in a 1 versus 5. He's full blind, just outside of laundry. And the
Can he
case, you'd
demand the
imagine,
myth and
will be
legend?
going down reasonably shortly. Come on, Dora. Don't have all day. Case? When is it going to go down? Do they not know? They have complete control. The drone network should identify this. The more time you give Shepard, the more difficult you make this for yourself. Dora, come on, speed things up.
Well, the thing is
there any
gotta make a
drones?
decision, but the 55 seconds, they're waiting
They only
to
have
see if
2
Dora-
drones left.
Or sorry, if Shepard will make a move early. They want to see if maybe they can get the pick first. But Shepard, as you can tell, just staying perfectly still. Another stun's going to get dropped, and he was peeking around to maybe see if he could get that kill. Now tossing the smoke. Now they know their position, and now Makers have something to work with. Shepard moves up the stairs. Akwe greets him at the top, and finally Makers win a round. And remember what I said, if they can win this next round, things all of a sudden don't look as bad as they once did.
Better from them. They needed that moment. Gemini was the person, of course, they called upon to find that chaos, find that explosivity, and they finally got themselves around. And I mean, that was a very well thought out round, because it wasn't necessarily that outsiders changed anything, or it was the same strategy. They droned it better, they worked out way better, they thought about it, they went through the process way better. The one question will be the drone network. You know, how good is their information? The fact that plant took so long to go down. Like, I get you're in a 1v5, right? You shouldn't even think about it as a problem, but it's Shepard. That's the problem, right? You don't want to make it to a situation where you're panicking, getting the plant down with 10 seconds, 5 seconds down, and he might...
Because this is going to be the game decider.
Let me deny this with a shotgun below. So, how good is their drone network? That's the question I'm going to ask from that round. But the Makers, especially considering, you know, I guess in this dynamic with me and you, I'm the Makers fan. I want them to win this, and I want them to have a little bit more of that push. And can they get one
They
more?
don't know that
Ah,
drone's
good
there.
drone from Sorry. And do you see what he's on? He's on the blitz.
He's on a
You
blitz.
see what he spotted? The frost mat. Say it with me. They've got a frost. So, now as we move into this round, you've got a blitz. So Makers look like they're going to try to up the tempo. They've got their place drones in position.
Up the tempo.
Up the tempo a little bit last time.
Come
And
on,
actually
let's go.
made
Let's get some action
outsiders
going.
So, what are they going to bring this time around? Well, first off, you put the Nomad on that to stop the rotate in towards Wedding from red stairs. Now you put a little bit of pressure on backside as well to keep those players on their toes. And at this moment, it's just about not letting outsiders get comfortable.
Good clear. The frost mat's gone. That means your blitzer, Sorry, can waltz on in. Can they find something? This is more like the style of play I wanted from them.
Oh, I feel like
More
Joystick's gonna
aggressive,
get
more
a
direct, more in the face,
beating.
And the one eye's been blinded.
Here he goes, here he
Utility
goes.
down, lots of damage done, and Gemini gets the opening pick. And here comes
Oh!
It's gonna be Pasha. He's gonna rain on the parade, and Joystick will only make
Holy
it for
shit.
a second. Makers stuck in the mud always shuts it down.
God damn,
Outsiders
they're
get
good.
one more round and absolutely crush any potential for momentum to go to Makers.
And the really, really depressing thing is the Blitz used his flash on the I think it was the player playing on long and didn't have it whenever you swung into Bakery. And because of that, had to whip out the gun. Things didn't go their way. Joystick shut it down. And now they're just 2 rounds away from a date with Secret in the next round. And funny thing about it is, for outsiders, if they win today, their next game will also be a rematch of the game that was played yesterday.
the day of rematches. The only fixture we've not seen in this entire bracket as actually Secret versus Makers. I think stylistically, that would have been a very fun one to see, but it's beginning to look further and further away. You know, it's seemingly, it's more looking like a scary rematch with Outsiders for Secret right now, but they were very strong against them yesterday on Border in particular. So, alas, we must continue. Round 7. Can Makers claw something back? They're on the defense. Historically, the stronger side on Cafe. Can they take the fight to Outsiders? Can they make this a difficult day in the office? Only time will tell. But I tell you what, the Nomad to me is an indication that they want absolutely nothing to do with runouts. But the castle in play, and that sledge ban, I talked about it, we have to wait a little while to see it. How is that going to impact what Outsiders do?
Well, here is the question I pose to Makers now. Are you going down swinging, or are you going down with a whimper? It's 5-1 Outsiders now. They're on the attack is essentially
what's
their
gonna
back, as
happen?
they had the last ban, and always has already spotted
Ooh.
out the fact that Jaeger is playing on that new bulk.
Do you not see the drone?
Under new hatch joystick, tosses
Guess
the
he
nade
did.
round towards the corner to clear out any utility in that position, and
Here he goes.
looks
Never
like
mind.
Outsiders, I know they've not dropped in yet, but they're starting to up the tempo. 2 players drop down on the red.
Oh,
Sorry,
he saw the
gets
drone.
rid of the drone, and Dora has a big job to do.
Oh,
now as
he's
he
holding
plays
in
this
onto
position
this.
with the smokes to stop those angry Outsiders from stepping into Cigar Shop.
Look at the extra tempo though. Look how quick Outsiders are trying to take control. They're not
Oh.
wasting time sending Flores drones from Skylight. They want to get in directly and use their operators, their guns, to get directly in the face of their opposition. A second, actually a
used
third
it all.
smoke canister tossed out to try and choke out this play. A minute 20. Smoke's got no more utility. Every one of them bar is pressured from the guy on Skylight, and they've all began to fall back. Dora is stuck between a rock and a hard place. He's got likely a player on his rappel, or at least he might think that. His castle barrier for safety is now gone, and there's an opening. He can't swing wide, he can't swing close. He's got a lot of problems, and that drone will only compound them. He moves himself a little bit closer, but Outsiders, they are very prepared for him to swing wide.
Dora's playing his life. It's as simple as that. The smoke was not for plant denial. The smoke
Whoa,
was
but the-
but always times that swing perfectly with
The
the flash
shotty.
bang. And there is the door open to Cigar Shop. Sorry. Wraps all the way back into the other side. Now
Ooh.
Cocktail is Lolo's inside freezer. But he needs to be careful. He doesn't get himself pitched out. Dan peering back the other way towards freezer. I'm excited. They've slowed it all the way down. But with 30 seconds left on the clock, the push
Can
is
they
on.
get this going? It's still
Makers got
doable,
good
definitely.
information of Valkyrie on the board as well, and they still hold on the key power positions.
They're gonna try and go for a plan on
Across
the
new
long, I
balcony
bet.
And from shop doorway, Trash might be open up, but that C4 still.
Oh.
But that gives away the position of the player, but Joystick and Dan get one apiece.
Ooh.
Finds one trade, Acqui, another one. Acqui is gonna go huge, but shut down, leave it all down the low.
Oh.
And always finds that final pick. Oh no, Gibby. The series swings on the balance of one single round. Outsiders look ready for a dance with Secret. Map, match, and series point here on Cafe.
And I think it's all over now. Makers need to go 5 rounds in a row. And even then, it is just overtime. Outsiders have set the tone. They've set the tempo. Even though the push didn't come in until the final 30 seconds, they got aggressive. They were in the building nice and early. They wasted all the smoke canisters nice and early. It really left them with very little defensive utility to deal with whenever they went for that late game execute. So, Makers, you've brought yourself a pulse. Well, straight away, if you're spotted, Outsiders know you're going to be playing below. You're going to be either A, feeding information to your teammates here above, or B, trying to pick up the kill with the C4. You look at the fact they've got an Oryx. Gemini will look to make his way around the map pretty quickly. So this is
feel like this is
telling me
over.
straight away that they're going to roam a little bit heavily, and Outsiders can take
Man, I'm
advantage
getting
of that
sleepy
big
now.
time.
I might just watch the game and then end or something.
You're worried. I'm worried for Makers now. This is a difficult one, I think.
It is indeed.
The fan for the underdogs in me still believes a little bit in them, but the realist, my brain is telling me this might just be a chapter already wrapped up for the story of Outsiders. Secret will be looking at this one, probably already preparing. Twister, the coach of Secret, are probably already writing the strats for Outsiders at this point. Pulse and Fly will relay lots of information. The castle, once again, we see those barriers strewn across the entirety of this map. Without that sledge, without that easy self-destruction, the addition of Ash and Zafia will be needed to try and clear them. Habana can do it too from a distance.
He might
Or
try and get a
boxed
C4
in
going, maybe.
cage inside of shop, but these rappel angles will likely begin to put a choke and stranglehold on
No,
that
he's
position.
there.
They know he's there. His feet spotted out from that drone. And you begin to feel that Makers, this might be a sinking ship this round. Lots of pressure, and this roam is going to get absolutely torn apart in the most ruthlessly
Not
efficient
down,
manner
okay.
possible.
Not bad.
Yeah, to the naked eye, it looks
Whoa.
like they haven't done anything fast, but they've actually done a lot of work, Outsiders, to get into this position. You a little bit of damage onto Dora as well. And now you get back onto that rappel. Oh, Dan just spotted out by Lolo, but not quick enough to be able to capitalize and pick up a kill. But here is the move now to take vertical control. Dan looks down below where there is a smoke player. Akwi, though, gives a bit of life to this Maker's side as he picks up the kill onto Joystick, playing on top of Heaven. Standing by the door, gets himself a little bit pinned, and there's Gemini jumping
look
on
at
and
that.
saying hello, good night to Pasha. As with a minute and 17, we're seeing more aggression. Dan gets one, but Akwi trades it back the other way. And this is much, much better from the Italian side.
They needed this. They needed that extra bit of aggression, that little bit of that little bite behind their
Little
bar.
oomph.
Yeah, that's exactly it. I couldn't find the onomatopoeia for it, realistically. Always though, begins to rain on the parade just a little bit. Finds one pick on Akwi. The three survivors.
Still
Makers
doable.
will likely fall back to site. That's been done. And sorry, he's gonna go on a long rotation all the way to brown, maybe even red. Lock will stim and heal up his comrade inside of train. 40 seconds, Shepard begins to posture up and pressure on white stairs. He might have direct avenue to site itself, and if he keeps that, he might
Man,
be
the
able to
ACOG
get a
on
freebie.
Type 89.
Every second that drains away,
Oh boy.
begin to think that Makers might
he
have
know?
an advantage. Sorry, walks up to white stairs. His sound gives away his position. Shepard knows exactly where he is, and he's going to corral him into Death's sweet embrace. He'll hunt him down, chase him. For the time being, he will survive. He doesn't chase too deep, because look at the time, Gibby. 13 seconds, 10 seconds, and swings wide and finds Shepard. Always will get one more.
Think
But
this
with
is
7
double.
seconds remaining in this round, you can't imagine it will go any way other than Makers. And the time will just confirm that one more round in the bag. Makers still a long
Not
way
bad,
to go.
though.
Find their second on Cafe.
Better by Makers again. You get your kills, you fall back. Sometimes guerrilla warfare ain't the worst thing to do. Get your kill, fall back, and just keep yourself alive later inside of the round. You know, massive props to Gemini playing on top of Heaven. Was pinned in that position. Looked like he was going to stay there until he was removed. He got 2 kills before he was taken down a peg.
And
So
then smiling
Makers
over
begin
there.
their journey back into the game. The issue for them, Outsiders, they've got their stomach up against that finish line already, ready to step on through. Makers are a long way back, but all Outsiders need is one more step.
They're there. I mean, Outsiders are at the ribbon. They all they need to do is cross that boundary. Makers, they've barely got off the starting line, and this is going to be a long day in the office for them. The Makers, they need to get a lot of rounds back. Outsiders, you just need one. That's a lot of
Look at that
pressure.
run
That's a
Solo
lot
size.
of mental pressure now. Every single thing that a Makers player now does carries that extra weight. And to be
Aw.
realistic, this map is now a case of when, not if, we see Outsiders take it. It would be a miracle for Makers to do it, and I'm all here for it. I mean, I've been backing them all day long. I thought they were going to take the series 2-0 at the very start of the evening. So I'm still hopeful, but it's going to be a difficult one for them.
Be one of the greatest comebacks we've seen in qualifiers if Makers managed to get back into this game. It's as simple as that. You were all the way back at 6-1 down, and now you've got one round, but it's that one round mentality. It works both ways. Outsiders, you got to treat this as if it's 5-2. Don't get yourself stuck in that mindset where you win this round, you go through. You got to keep playing the type of siege that you've been playing to get yourself in this scenario. Now Dan gets the opener onto Akwi as Akwi jumped out with the solace.
Trying to be
That could
aggressive,
have been a big
like their
play.
style, but
Had that worked, that
ain't
was a
working.
big play. It could have turned the tide of this round. But now you've lost Solace, you've lost Akwi, who's been the real difference maker in this fixture so far for the Italian side. Outsiders just got to be patient now, go through that checklist and wrap this game up.
For Outsiders, game management, right? All you need to do at this stage is play for your trades. If you do not let anything go unchecked, you'll win by attrition alone. You've got a minute 50 to begin to clear through a depleted, a tired, now one player less. Makers, this is a very strong position to find yourself in. They've been ruthlessly efficient with how they went through this, and things won't change. It's only going to get harder. Sorry, thinks about, perhaps toys the idea in the back of his mind of jumping on out, but no one's there. Dan holds a nasty angle deep towards Freezer. Will try and make it just a little bit easier to work with, and does so. Tries to hold on, and Lalo will likely know and hear that and identify that threat, meaning he can't move. And Freezer now gets opened up, so he's going to be forced to play even deeper. They'll retreat on that rotate, go to pallets, and you begin to notice that Makers players are going to want to fall back and concede control. On that rotation, Joystick finds Gemini in a 5v3. This is where you need a hero. Makers, who's going to stand tall? If anyone, it's going to be Sorry, but Joystick finds Lolo 4 versus 2. And the riding might just be on the wall. Give me under a minute, but Sorry gets one more.
Nice shot.
A single fight goes in favor of Makers. This could be huge. C4 nowhere near. Under a minute now.
Yeah, the death toll is ringing right now for Makers, but they still need to stay alive. Sorry, still battling to try and get them in this game. Takes a chunk of damage. He's wounded. He's a warrior, but he's still alive. Now he dips down into pillar as 30 seconds remain. Now is when
honestly,
Outsiders
this
will begin
looks a
to
bit
look at their
doable
pressure. They've
for
got
me.
one drone left, so they're going into this one blind, and Dora misses the opportunity by the blink of an eye.
That could have been a game changer.
Through the laundry hatch. Look at the positions of these defenders. Dan's going to get the kill on the Sorry, and it's all down to Dora. I spoke to Dora. He looks up to these players. These are guys that he sees as idols inside of Siege, but he needs to step them down a peg. Here comes the plant, but that's the shot from Always. GG's. Game over. On to the next for Outsiders. They will have another date with Secret in order to try and qualify for the 6th Invitational. But it has been a hell of a journey for Makers. They've had a great year. They had a good performance in Challenger League. They got themselves into the top 4 that was left in Europe to try and make it to SI. But for now, Aqua, Gemini, Dora, Lalo, and Sorry, the journey ends here.
It was just too much. It was just too much to handle.
Yeah. Same story as yesterday. Okay. My god, what a game though. What a game, indeed. Well, there they go. It's Team Secret and Outsiders once again. I think I'm gonna watch this off stream. Honestly, I'm a bit tired right now, to be honest. So I'll watch this out and also go to sleep. It's almost 4 a.m. So yeah, we'll end it here. Thanks for watching. You can watch the rest of the game over at their YouTube or Twitch channel. I don't have a link, but you can search them up. Alright, peace.